Good morning, universe. I am the ranting monkey, and I'm here to bitch about shit that pisses me off. And boy, do I have a doozy today. Holy fuck, reading this article. See, it messed up the way I can speak. I can normally speak, I can't read out loud, but normally I can talk. But this one pissed me off. It really did, because it's just so fucking moronic. If you want to upset me, show me something really stupid. That's what I find offensive. I feel stupid people should be outlawed. Good morning, people in chat. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a great day so far. I was going to say blessed day, but I'm not really religious, so it's probably like blasphemy or something to say it. I couldn't use the title in this video that I wanted to, because if I did, YouTube would have slapped me down for it. But the title actually comes from the title of the article, Man-Hating Dyke. That's what it says in the article, YouTube. Don't get mad at me. I didn't write it. Monkey came on just before I go to bed. Now I get to go to sleep to the soothing sounds of a sexy, sexy voice. Well, thank you. I will do my best not to yell, because this article, Jesus Christ, comes to us from Tori Trushate. It's called The Rage of All Women. Man-hating dyke is the worst thing you can call a lesbian, but in the #MeToo era, it's time to reclaim it. Is that really the worst thing you can call a lesbian? I mean, maybe if you're not very creative with your insults, but I feel like there's worse things to call a lesbian than man-hating dyke. Anyway. Oh, God. In the wake of the Kavanaugh hearings, a dyke friend in her 20s posted that, real talk, she doesn't like men. Remember, guys, some people don't think misandry is a real thing. This is a woman telling us at least her friend hates men. I hit that like button super fast, feeling secretive and sort of guilty about it. Already, just full of shit. No, you didn't. You hit it thinking, look how much I'm so cool. I hate men too. Don't most women hate men nowadays? Apparently, Jack. Because, you know, that's the in thing to do these days. We'll get to that more. Anyway, she'd come through some radical queer and trans circles I came up in. And in that clique, I felt relieved to acknowledge the obvious truth. Most men treat women like something less than human, whether accidental or on purpose, and that means it's hard to like them. Goot, you want on for this? We're talking about man-hating lesbians, man. Oh, God. That's what, and again, guys, that's what she called herself, a man-hating dyke. That's not me. Don't get upset. Don't send me letters talking about how I shouldn't use the word dyke. That's what she said. Yeah. Most men treat. I'm going to wait for Gutenberg to move on from that sentence, because I'd like his reaction to that sentence. If most of the men you meet are shitty, you're probably hanging around male feminists, and you shouldn't. James Colley, thank you. #dykes do too. Oh, by the way, guys, they removed part of the filter. I don't know if they removed the whole thing, if they're fixing it and adjusting it so that it doesn't pick up things like the word Niger, for fuck's sake. YouTube, let me lay this out for you. You're not going to win this one. People are either going to find ways around it, or you're just going to have to give in. Those are the two choices. And eventually you're going to have to ban so many different ways of saying words that nobody will be able to speak at all. And nobody wants that, you idiots. Oh, man. Gutenberg, get your ass in here. All right, fuck it. He's taking his time. We're gonna move on. Yeah, if the men you know are treating you like less than human, you need to know better men. I keep seeing this after the Kavanaugh thing. And there was some of it beforehand where, you know, #not all men is wrong, because all men are just horrible people. And that's just not true. If it is, you're probably hanging around the wrong people. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with coming up in radical queer and trans circles. I don't know. Uh, what can I fucking say in chat? Now pretty much anything. They don't have the old filter. They shut that one down. Thank God. Actually, it was weird because as you guys were being censored yesterday, the chat, when it came up on the video replay, had all of the original statements in it. So it's like they were censoring it, but saving those, which is kind of weird. Anyway, I'd recently been scanning the men coming into my workplace, wondering about their histories of sexual assault. Is he a rapist? What about him? Where does he fall on the creep scale? It was an old impulse that had returned in force as the nation debated just how many of their husbands, brothers, and sons were perpetrators, given that 1 in 3 women experience sexual violence in their lifetimes. That's simply not true. It's just not true. Oh God, do you know that would make America one of the most dangerous places on the planet? Let's look up where this shit comes from. 1 in 3 women experience sexual violence. Comes from the World Health Organization. 1 in 3 women experience sexual or physical violence, or physical. Do you see that? See the difference there? Sexual or physical violence. And by the way, this is across the globe, not here in the US. 1 in 3 American, that's not what it says. You lying twat. You lying, man-hating dyke. And this happens so often. Somebody will throw out some goddamn quote like that, and it just gets repeated over and over and over again. But yeah, 1 in 3 women will experience sexual violence in their lifetime in America. That's what she said. At that point, you can pretty much discount everything else she says, because obviously she's a fucking moron. But she's a man-hating moron. So she gets published in places like Slate, which is where this came from. Where's that? Republicans insisted that men were the ones who should be afraid, while women's recounted the everyday harrowing ways we fuck. Take a moment to get my reading back together. Where is that? The Republicans insisted that men were the ones who should be afraid, while women recounted the everyday harrowing ways we reroute our lives to avoid assault. Thank you, James Colley. The C word is still banned. Guess Susan still refuses to see the truth. Well, yesterday you could say cunt. If you're talking about in Super Chats have had a censor on them for a while. That one, as far as I know, is still intact. Peter, if you want to come hang out, you can. Let me shoot you a link here. Where are you, Peter? I hate when my DMs do this to me. There you go. Link is sent. My woke male coworkers made #MeToo jokes as if the whole thing were a funny spectacle. It was enough to make me stop talking to men entirely. Bitch, your hatred of men is partially based on a fucking lie because you're not fucking smart enough to go look it up yourself. This was from the World Health Organization worldwide and included all violence. But yeah, y'all, women, you really need to be careful with them pussies, man, because somebody's going to touch it. And
absolutely,
take it.
Absolutely. Hey, that's right. Back it down. Back that fucking pussy down. How are we doing? Good morning.
I'm annoyed. I'm fucking annoyed reading this stupid ass article.
Man, it's Friday. What are you annoyed for? Lay it on me.
Okay, this is man-hating lesbian. The man-hating dyke is the worst thing you can call a lesbian, but in the Me Too era, it's time to reclaim it. This is a lesbian woman who's telling us all about how bad men are.
For reference, I need a picture of this broad.
Oh, do they have one?
You can always gauge the level of disdain they have for men based on their appearance.
She doesn't have one in Slate. Let me see if I can find her on the internet.
Sam Flanagan in chat. How are you, my guy? Peace to you. Peace be on everybody. It is Friday. For the working man, this is the greatest day of the week.
Oh, is this really her?
Screen share that, broad. Oh, man.
Oh, this is a Mike.com, so that would make sense if it was. Let's see. Oh, give me a better picture to share. It's too small, you asswipes.
How short and what color is her hair?
I can't see how short she is. Her hair is brown. It's chin length, and she's got a nose ring.
Ugh, nose rings. When did that become popular, and who popularized it?
Women who hate themselves.
Oh, perfect answer. Can you screen share that, bro? Let's see what's going on there. Ebony Williams, how you doing, my guy?
I can't, but I can, but this picture is so goddamn small. I don't think you'd be able to see it very well.
All right, screw it.
Let's see. I'll share it. And if it doesn't work, I'll send you a link.
I think people in the chat need to know who we're talking about.
You see her?
Ugh.
She's not horrible, but
no, not horrible.
But what is she, like 20?
Right.
She must have had just the worst experience with men's ever.
She has one of those faces where you can't tell if they're 20 or 42 and divorced 3 times.
Yeah, and with the nose ring, yeah, that doesn't help either. Because have you seen how many old broads have those now?
Ugh. I'm gonna let me talk to your manager haircut.
Yes, she does.
Or let me talk to you about the patriarchy and how we can smash capitalism because it's totally bringing everybody in this country down.
She spent the first 2 paragraphs of this bashing men, right? And then this comes up. Yet inside my head, the hashtag not all men chorus roared. What about the dad of 2 who likes all my angry tweets? Or the guy who showed up at the hospital with too much food when my spouse was in labor? Or my friends who are trans men? Thank you, Kingslayer Damocles. Spartacus and the CDC says 1 in 3 women.
1 in 3 women what?
You got the link to the CDC one, Kingslayer? Because the one I found was from the World Health Organization.
1 in 3 women. What's going on with these ladies?
1 in 3 women will be sexually assaulted or will experience sexual violence in their lifetime.
Well, when you expand the definition of sexual assault, I mean, come on. Right? Don't they consider sexual assault any unwelcome advances at this point?
Well, yeah, an awkward pass, a young man walking past you in a convenience store and his backpack rubs against your ass.
Oh, I got something to talk about. Peter, how are you? How are you, my Australian friend? But let me get this out real quick. I had to go through a 2-hour fucking meeting today at work, and guess what this was about? Sexual harassment in the workplace. And you know the new legislation that came through every fucking state now, mandating companies to go through the, the kind of, I work with men. I work with 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old fucking grizzly looking dudes. And we had to sit through a sexual harassment conference for 2 hours. And the guy leading it flat out said, this is all because of the Me Too movement. It's government regulation. You now have to do this once a year. We need to sit down and go over everything. 2 fucking hours I sat there and listened to this guy with other guys. There was not one broad in the fucking room. And we sat there and we talked about the fucking Me Too shit and what's welcome conversation, what's unwelcome. I fucking, these broads, man, they're out of control, dude. They
Once
need
a year.
to you know what I'm saying, Peter?
So it's not even a one-off thing. You got to do that every year, huh?
Every year, government mandated. State of Pennsylvania. He said it's every state. It's a federal regulation that's imposed onto the state. So I'm sure it's all 50 of them. That's
moronic.
Yeah, I think it's every company probably above like 20 employees or some shit like that. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Do you know how
have
much?
any females working at you?
Yeah, but none in the fucking steelworkers unit. Oh man, there's like two. There's like fucking two out of like there's 450 people that work in my plant, and I think there's two women, and we have female HR people and all that kind of shit. But they're in a fucking separate building, a half a mile away, and they're not the kind of broads you would sexually harass. Let's be fair.
But it's 2 hours you didn't have to work, man.
Yeah, no, yeah, I get that part, but I had to listen to a guy fucking. I don't do anything at my job. Okay, I sit half the day and then I play on my phone the other half, but that's not the point. The point is that I was going somewhere. I need this coffee in me real quick. Hold on.
You were telling us how much it sucked.
Yes, it sucks, but I had another point.
Did you learn anything interesting?
Yes, there is now a new rule. Every employee is responsible for stopping sexual harassment in the workplace. Now, how this works. Now, this is some fucking weird McCarthy era shit right here.
I'm fairly certain I know what you're getting to, and this is not new. Go ahead.
No, this is now government legislation. This has been passed federally. Okay. If I happen to walk by and hear someone tell an off-color joke to another person, that person reports the person who originally said it. And if I was in earshot of that conversation, I now could be culpable.
Yes.
And be held accountable for that conversation because I did not report it. My job could be on the line for that kind of shit. If I happen to hear something, someone yells, "Suck my dick" from across the fucking plant, and some lady happens to get offended by it, and I don't say anything, and I'm in earshot of it, my job could be on the line.
The places I've been, that was already their rules, and it wasn't even like if you were talking to a woman and you made an off-color joke and she was fine with it, but somebody next to you wasn't.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yep.
Yeah, they had a responsibility to go to report. I'm like, no, that's fucking stupid. Thought crime is real. You're not wrong, Jack. Morning, Polly.
Well, it was.
How much time have you had to spend in sexual harassment training?
Yeah,
I figured.
That says it all.
I told you guys when I was on Lords of the Night before, didn't I, about the open door policy? You can't close your office door if you have a female student in your office because you might be in there doing something to her.
That's amazing. Paul,
because Matt Lauer, maybe.
What's that?
No.
Is it because of Matt Lauer?
Matt Lauer.
Yeah. Well,
fucking douchebag. Did you happen to catch the last 5 minutes of me going off about this Me Too shit?
With the delay, I wanted to hear everything you were saying. I was getting ready to press join, but I wanted to hear you describing the policy, and I didn't want to miss any of it. So I think I caught all of it. Yeah.
I was just wondering if you are seeing any more things being laid upon, because you're in like the educational type shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure what you do, but I think I caught that drift a little while ago.
Doctoral student.
Okay. So have you seen any increased pressure because of this Me Too shit?
No, this is not really. This is just justification for cementing what we've been doing. It's like, and as you can see, we're on the forefront of the battle here, and we're on the right side of history, as you can tell, because That's,
so we're catching up to him.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
What's that?
We're catching up to what you already have to deal with.
Yeah. Oh, did I tell you that a student got brought before a tribunal for recording a conversation because that was in violation of the new policy to not record conversations?
No.
Yeah. And what kills me is that it's not like the person thought anything nefarious or bad was going to happen. It was an example being made out of the student, because sometimes if you sit down with advisors, supervisors, or whatever, they a lot of them are sharp as hell, and they'll be just rattling off ideas for you with a major research project or something, and you can only write so fast and you don't want to miss anything, so you record what the conversation, right? And it's not to catch them saying something, it's so you don't miss any, great ideas that they're throwing your way.
But I thought it was just standard practice for college students to record like lectures and stuff. Can they still do that?
It depends on what it says in the course outline, which is viewed as a contract, where and almost all of them sort of pro forma now say, yes, you can record with the permission of the instructor. So
if I'm paying 20 grand a fucking semester, I'm going to record every single fucking moment of my life. Are you fucking kidding me?
Some people do. And a lot of it is accessibility related stuff. Students that are hard of hearing or dyslexic or what have you, or just students that are go-getters, you know what I mean, or keeners as they get called, where they'll go to the lecture and then they'll listen to the lecture again at night just because they want to be that sharp with stuff, or maybe they're hard of hearing or whatever. So they ask if they can record anything like that, if they can record the lesson, but it's always stated in the course outline. Yeah, you must request permission, not just randomly do it.
What if they're a dumb motherfucker like me and they're gonna have to listen to the thing 3 fucking times to kind of actually comprehend what's going on?
Permission.
But that's exactly it. You need permission. Now, the reason why I remember Jordan Peterson saying one time, I received a warning letter and then I received another one, and it's the interviewer asked him, well, you must have taken that quite seriously. And he was kind of like, no, this is part of the policy. This is the way that the paper trail works. For when they go to fire you, they will specifically cite on date X, date Y, and date Z, you were told A, B, and C, and therefore now we've arrived at point A, you're fired, fucker. He goes, so the letters are very mild. That doesn't matter when it comes to the point of you being, well, disciplined, not necessarily fired, but something, suspended, canned, disciplined. They will point at each letter that they sent you, regardless of how mild the language was. You were warned and you have the evidence of it. And they send the letters, again, pro forma, as just like perfunctory letter for you to get it on that time.
I have a collegiate question. You guys are union, right?
If you're a teaching assistant, yeah.
Yeah, you're a union. So you can invoke Weingarten rights, right?
Specifically,
you know what the Weingarten rights are?
Yes, but I mean, like, is there one you had in mind, like a specific aspect of it?
No, well, the Weingarten rights are basically your right to have union representation. It's basically not kind of self-incriminate yourself or saying anything that could be used against you in a disciplinary way.
Well, yes, but in theory, what you would do is, like, if somebody questions you as a TA in something you've done, you would never invoke any sort of right outside of a policy. What you would simply do is go to your representative and ask them to
but it's
argue on your behalf. But nobody that I've ever known has ever done that, because it would be the stupidest thing you could do.
No, well, that's a federal law. The Weingarten rights is the law.
That's fine. The law is great and wonderful and dandy, and good luck ever getting a TA ship ever again.
I'm just saying. I think where I was going with that is I had 2 simultaneous thoughts going on at once when you were talking. Okay. Is a lot of these college professors that kind of get let's see the thing with the Weinstein guy up there at what was that, Oregon? The Weinstein guy, the one that
where he was, Evergreen, Washington.
Evergreen, Washington State. Now he basically kind of got. Did he leave or was he kind of forced out? I think he left, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he left. He was just tired of it.
I was just wondering why
the specifics of it though are sealed because of the massive horse choking settlement of cash he got, to not say exactly what the details were.
But my thing, when this kind of stuff comes up, why don't they invoke the Weingarten rights, and are the unions not protecting them? I mean, that's a hostile work environment. What that guy had to go through. How's come the union didn't step in?
What?
Or is it just like
a whole gang of students standing outside your room when you're trying to teach, saying, "What are you doing on campus? The color of your skin is wrong." That doesn't sound hostile.
but I mean, Bart, put the students aside. We're talking about the faculty that chastise him as well too. I mean, students are one thing, but when you have your colleagues and such hopping on the bandwagon, and then the president of the fucking thing kowtowed to all of that shit and fucking sided with the students.
Oh God, the president. Oh, the president.
That was the most beta fucking, and that dude was a boomer too.
Monkey, you haven't been watching Benjamin Boyce, have you?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I can tell. You're. I feel I should have never really mentioned that guy to you, like, because you get worked up, and I think righteously so, and more often than not, I think you're correct in the things you're saying. But I don't want to be responsible for you stroking out, man. And if you go watch that guy's channel, I think you might. I know how you feel about colleges and universities, and wow, Benjamin Boyce went to Evergreen. He graduated from there. He's now finished, but he's very interested in the stuff that's going on at Evergreen. He's currently putting together a documentary because people have been sending him stuff from the all the stuff that happened around Weinstein and the stuff that he went through, and the borderline riots and hostage takings that happened in the summer of 2017, or happened in 2017 rather. And he's still putting out stuff all about this, and how they haven't really changed, even though their enrollment has dropped radically, and now they doubled down on their policy of equity. They don't call it equality or social justice. It's an equity policy. I read that their enrollment was down 33%. They had to cut back massively. It's, and as I keep joking, they'll fire every fucking landscaper in the place before a professor gets it. Naomi, I can't remember her name. Benjamin Boyce, again, is the name if anyone's interested in looking up the channel. I should put up I just hope that doc comes out before 2020, because we need all guns fucking headed out there. Well, he just got some new video of her at an emeritus meeting, and emeritus, for those knows, it means senior person, senior professor, fancy Latin language. Professors love their Latin. Where it's like the one time of the year that they're not getting together and talking about how they're going to change policy or make the world better or what have you. Right. Speaking of Latin, have you seen a new project? I think Veritas, isn't that Latin?
Yeah.
You happen to see their latest couple of fucking videos of them taking down that fucking senator or something for fucking re-election?
The one
that claimed she was not
necessarily pro NRA, but yeah, they came out and their staff said, of course she's against guns, and
she wanted the assault weapons ban, and she was taking money from Planned Parenthood, but because I think it's Missouri, I want to say it's Missouri, and even a lot of their Democrats are religious and whatnot, and here she was taking Planned Parenthood money. And by the way, how can a government-funded organization donate to political campaigns?
They shouldn't, but it happens way too often.
Absolutely. Anyway, she was taking backdoor fucking deals with Planned Parenthood, but she wasn't making that public. And Project Veritas literally got her on tape saying that, we can't come out with this and blah, 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 blah. So that dude, who's a fucking American hero, that Project Veritas guy, I forget his name, but he's literally just sunk that senator's campaign.
I want to see that. I had not heard of that, and I'm very interested in Second Amendment things.
That's been going on for maybe a week now. They started releasing those videos. Yeah,
really? Oh, it's from my attention completely.
McCaskill is people in chat have said it, but yeah, it was what is it? Claire McCaskill, I think is her name.
Yeah, Claire McCaskill. I'm so dumb. I read like half articles and I try to regurgitate the shit, and I sound like a moron. I gotta pay attention more.
Well, I have something for you to pay attention to. I think you'll like this one.
Lay it on me.
Well, hold on. Right. Let's talk about the important things. Jim M says I sound like a sexy daddy. Well, thank you. Okay, Monkey, go ahead.
The microphone sounds really good, though. Always has.
Do you see the article that's up there?
God damn it! Another hot teacher. Jesus, what is this?
Look at her. She is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, she really is.
And she banged a 14-year-old.
She'll spend some time on supervised release, and that'll be the end.
Hold on. She's an Iowa 10.
Dude, she's
in reality, she's like a 7.
She was all made up, man. Come on. She looks like Demi Moore in her youth.
I don't know. Her face is too boxy.
Well, I was about to say that is a very square jaw, all jokes aside.
She looks Eastern European.
You're the dude yesterday who was talking about fucking sex dolls, but you wouldn't touch this.
Hey, Monkey, I didn't say I wouldn't fuck her.
No, she's actually getting between 5 to 10 years as part of her plea deal. This one's going to prison.
Holy fuck! That's registered sex offender time.
Here,
your life
sucks. I've said it once. I've said it again, Monkey. I've said this 2 years ago on a stream we had. If You jerk off to it later in life, it's not a crime. And I promise you that 14-year-old will be jerking off to this for the next 3 decades.
No, okay, here's the thing. The 14-year-old, if I was him and she offered me some puss, hell yes, I would be all over that. But that's why it is the adult's responsibility to say no.
I don't know. She performed a community service in my view.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I want to show you another one, okay?
Oh, Vanilla Bear's here. Hey, Vanilla Bear.
This woman had sex with a 16-year-old boy.
Lock her up. Lock her up. Throw away the key.
Is she going to be on a registry?
Well, she was just caught, so we don't know what'll happen with her yet. She says she thought the boy was 18. They did it during a pep rally at school. They met, and my favorite part of this story is that he filmed it so he could show his friends.
Oh no!
Oh, is this what you're talking about on the stream today?
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah. If you were banging that, would you tape it to show your friends?
Fuck no! I would hide that every way
Fuck
possible.
Well, it depends. Like, what happens if the guy was on some next level shit where he's like, okay, I got this recording now. I'm going to be able to lay pressure for stuff. You know.
Well, hold on. Let's take this a step further. What if he's trying to maintain his GPA? I mean, there could be
like she's a substitute teacher, man. She can't help with that.
Lock her up. Lock her up.
Hey, wait, but what
if she could help with that? Do the homework for me. I'm not doing it no more. You are.
Oh yeah.
What if he masturbates to it later in life, Goot?
Lock him up. Lock him up.
Robin wants to know how old the teachers are. I think the first one is 29. No, she's 27, and the big girl is 25.
25.
Yeah.
I can never tell with the blacks, man. I can never tell their age.
I can never tell with the blacks. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I was watching some Archie Bunker reruns. But
Jesus.
Great time in American fucking American. I want to say cinema, but it's not the correct word, but you know where I'm going. I'm gonna grab some more coffee. I'll be right back.
Your boy Pat's here. Hey, Pat. I like your
how
video.
you doing, bud?
That was great. Yesterday morning. My mornings are fucked.
Oh wait, hold on. Pat's here. Pat, is it? All right. This is going to be extremely racist, and I just got to get it out.
Why stop now?
Is it as hard?
Disclaimer.
Is it as hard for black people to tell the age of white people as it is for white people to tell the age of black people? Because you can't tell if black people are 17 or 58. I mean, for me, maybe my eyeballs are racist. I'm unsure at this point. Black don't crack, man. I think.
I have that same problem. I mean, if you try to judge the age of an Asian woman,
is it the cocoa butter? Yeah, the Asians, they don't age either.
Until they get really old, Asian women don't. Once they hit like 60, it looks like it went from a grape to a raisin. But before then, you can't really tell.
They're like 22 until they're 67. It's fucking crazy. All right, beer.
Pat says black don't crack. See, that's what we said yesterday, and some people said we were wrong. That's absolutely true.
I said you were wrong. Yeah.
Well, you're some people.
Well, I know. I'm not an NPC. I'm human too.
That NPC meme is making me laugh my ass off.
I am loving that NPC. No, listen. It's not a myth, and it's not that it's untrue. See, there's this thing called ashy. See, you got it. Having had a few black girlfriends in my time, like, man, it's the exfoliating that they do, the moisturizing that they do. They just take way better. Yeah. They have to if they want to. They want to look pretty. They want to look good, and they take care of their skin better than white folks. That's what it comes down to, man.
If white people get ashy elbows, you won't see it because it blends. But black people with ashy elbows, for you white folks out there who don't hang out with black people at all, their skin does get very dry. And I had a friend once, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with your elbows? And he goes, I'm ashy. I forgot to moisturize today. I'm like, the fuck is ashy? And that's when I first learned the whole concept. Yeah, but they have to stay moisturized because otherwise, it looks bad.
Pop Tart says, white people get ashy too. Yes, but
not like that.
Not like that. And I'm just saying, like, white folks, you need to step up your game if you want to look good.
You want to look young.
And to further age, you need to moisturize, as they say, moisturize early and often.
It's the cocoa butter, man.
And why? Do you know why cocoa butter? That shit don't wash off. That's not some Vaseline intensive care that just goes on and it's there. Cocoa butter goes on and it's That's fucking moisture shield right there.
And that's why they look young and we look old as fuck at 20.
That's right.
That's why white women hit that wall and you don't hear black women hitting that wall.
Well, let's also be honest. There's very few Stacey Dashes in the world. You know, it's.
Oh, but thank God for the ones there are.
Well, we joke, but like on Discord, we think that she's consuming infants. That's how she's at 52 years old, looking like that. There's got to be something infernal. She's got some kind of pact with demons. Something. It's just.
That's all right. I'd still bang it. She could say, "Look, as soon as we're done, I'm going to eat your head." And be like, "All right, let's do it."
And Pop-Tart says, "I do moisturize 3 times a day." Yeah, and that's why she has a very pretty face, right, Monkey? So yeah,
indeed. Stacey Dash has great doctors. That doesn't look like any surgical work. I mean, she's literally not changed. And usually when somebody has like a facelift or something, you can see a change. I know y'all don't think so, that get that shit done, but we can see it.
But wouldn't that be the best surgical work that you wouldn't be able to tell?
Yeah, but I don't think we're at that point with plastic surgery. Just we're not at that point because it has to pull the skin, which inevitably makes you look like a skeleton. And she is 52 years old and she has not changed a day. So don't be hating on Stacey.
She looks not older. She just looks. I was looking at a picture of her when she was on the Cosby Show at 16 years old. You can scarcely tell a difference, Monkey. To her at 50 fucking 2, the woman's eating infants. It's just.
You know what? I'd bring her one for a chance to straddle it.
All right, now we've gone full retard here.
I would go get some of those ugly immigrant kids from across the border and feed them to her.
You had to go there, didn't you?
I did.
Did you see Pat's video on Ellen DeGeneres?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's definitely worth watching. It'll get you mad like he was getting mad in the video.
He sent it to me yesterday, and I started to watch it, and something happened. And like so many things in my life, if I get distracted, it's gone. So yeah, I'll have to finish watching that today.
Yeah, she was just, in short, for those of you who haven't watched it, you should check out Pat's channel because he's awesome. Basically Ellen DeGeneres, who's like a hypocrite in all sorts of ways.
Sure.
Yeah, she's hashtag Me Too, and I'm Me Too, and Alyssa Milano's a hero and very brave, and all the women who send out, and I'm a Me Too victim and stuff, but yet sends out Michael B. Jordan's picture as sort of like, oh, look at this man meat right here. And then after the recipient, Michelle accepts it, she's like, "You're welcome." And it's like, you're passing around pictures of dudes like,
like they're meat.
Yeah, like they're meat. And it's like,
or to take a line from the article we started with, treating them like they're less than human.
Yeah, and see, this is the thing. It's like, I don't know. Like, look, here's this attractive man that I think you might find attractive, and here's a picture to prove it. And then the recipient's like, holy shit, that dude is attractive. And the dude sends a newer picture. Michael B. Jordan did, because the guy's obviously body proud. He works on his physique. And
yeah.
You know what I mean? Was any of that actually objectification? Or was the dude just like, yeah, I'm pretty and you know it? And the woman was like, yeah, you are. Big deal. That's my call. Like, this is not really objectification so much as it is simple attraction. Get over it.
There's nothing wrong with objectifying people in pictures and stuff. Now, if you treat them like an object in person, that's different. This whole idea that we can't objectify women, yeah, we can. It's like, look at this pretty fucking thing I'd put my dick in if I had, money or power or something she liked.
Jeez.
What?
Right, Naomi Osaka. That's what it was. Thank you, Pat.
There's nothing wrong with going, that is a beautiful object. That is not a person I know. It's a picture. It's a picture of somebody, for fuck's sake. Now, if they're in the room, you got to talk to them like they're real, because women get mad if you don't.
Ugh. Pop-Tart brings up that, Ploy, you sent me a picture of Jason Momoa for my birthday. Yeah, I did, but it was partially in mockery. Pop-Tart really likes Jason Momoa, thinks he's kind of like a hot dude. But I've got a beef against that guy, so
You're also not on the women in bikinis is objectifying them.
Exactly.
Bandwagon.
Exactly. I mean, there's nothing to call you out being a hypocrite for that.
It's just a display of it's just a display of good genetics is all that is. If you really like peel the layers back on the onion, sexually
We like
objectifying.
beautiful things.
It's just showing off your fucking genetics. It's all. It's not like posturing for the opposite sex. Like if women are willing to, I thought whatever happened to the women's empowerment shit, right? Where they can go out and do that and be you and be free, and all of a sudden like, they reverted back.
This is why I love Camille Paglia. She's talked about this so many times. She's like, we fought so that we could be empowered, so that we can act just like men, so that we can go out and, take the chance of getting hurt or, something bad happening. But it was our choice. And now they wanted to take that away from us in the name of safety.
Like those car girls and that racetrack shit.
Oh, Poppy wants to come on.
What was that gaggle of broads? Yeah. What was that gaggle of broads that got all those fucking car girls from that racing thing eliminated or whatever the fuck happened?
That was a specific organization that did that?
The track girls, what are they called? They hold up the numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat help us out.
Grid girls, right?
Yes, Grid girls. That was it.
Thank you, Peter.
Next thing they're gonna come from the fucking the ring girls. You know what I mean? They're gonna come from them next. I think it's jealousy. I think these broads are jealous. Most of them are dumpy. Right?
They're looking for things to be angry over. I mean, this is nothing new, right? It's just now they're actually being listened to, and that's the sad part.
Yeah, that's.
They didn't get attention in high school from the popular boys, so now they want to fucking tear down beautiful women. They're fucking losers. I hope they die with 20 cats surrounding them and they devour their corpses. That's how I feel.
Wow.
Good morning.
They already
I want to ask you guys.
The Ring Girls, I think, didn't they?
What was that?
After the Grid Girls thing, they already started on the Ring Girls as well.
Did they, Peter?
And actually, just get anywhere.
I'm not surprised.
You fucking take away these ring girls, it's going to start a civil war.
Be opposed to Michael B. Jordan or whoever the fuck, whatever hot ring dude walking around for the women fighters. Like if that's, whatever,
we need an asteroid to fucking crash into this planet.
I mean, like certain parts. I mean, just California, we'd be fine.
Like a Delaware size one, right? Like maybe like in like one of the Pacific Islands, right? Just take that out, right? And it'll just remove all the weak people. Just let the power grid go down for 2 months and let the fucking strong survive. You know what I mean? Like a good calling. We need a calling. That's my platform, and I'm going to run on it.
That movie, The Purge. Should have a Purge.
Pat says,
fun, man,
but the ring girls and cheerleaders are fighting back. Well, the thing is going to be, it's not like the Grid girls were happy to go. The organizations gave in. So if like the WBA decides, we're not going to have ring girls anymore, there's not much you can do about it. What are they going to do? Protest outside in bikinis?
The irony is they're taking jobs away from women, and they're well paid.
Yep.
Well paid. All they got to do is put on a fucking bikini and put the Twinkie down and look half presentable.
But how dare they look pretty in public?
Oh, yeah, it's all fucking...
Rotten Corp says that they tried that with Grid guys and the women didn't like it. Really? Women didn't like hot dudes who take care of themselves athletically, walking around holding... Really? Okay.
What do you mean? Dudes driving around
a
racetrack?
Hey.
Hey, what's up with your eyeball?
Hey, Pop.
It still sucks.
that fucker pop out yet or what?
Somebody toss that link in the chat, guys. Anybody got it readily available?
For those of you who don't know,
the GoFundMe?
rides. Oh yeah, push your GoFundMe.
Okay. Well, I'm not good at pushing it myself. Honestly, Polly ended up writing it for me.
Here, I'll do it. Poppy's eyeball is about to fall out, and she needs your help. Any little bit helps. Right.
My family has a long line of going blind and having eyeballs explode, and I genetically caught it. So my retina started detaching 10 years ago, and it's almost completely detached now, and the eyeball is now shrinking because of it.
Good Lord.
So it's either going to pop out of my head, which probably won't happen because I have very hooded eyes, luckily, or it will just explode.
If it begins to pop out, make sure you record it.
Okay, I'll do that for you.
That would go viral.
Can you actually feel it?
That'd go viral. You'd go fund me, go crazy.
The only time I feel it is when it starts wiggling around in my head.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Oh, that
I
sounds
just
horrible.
freaked everybody out. Sorry.
From what I can remember,
No,
is that
fine, but-
I didn't write that. I just did some academic conjuring to the words you had written. But the if I remember correctly, was that eventually it'll be taken care of through Texas state medical care, but by that point it'll be really terrible. Like everything will have been just gone to hell, and it's better to take a lot better to take care of it now. And you're trying to GoFundMe for that, which is really
what
good
works. The way it works in Texas is they have to give you medical care in emergency rooms or in hospitals if it's life-threatening. So if my eye actually falls out or pops, they have to surgically remove it at that point.
Oof.
Tell me later. But GoFundMe isn't just for the surgery to remove it. It's also to get the prosthetic. That way I don't just look like a pirate my whole life. Because I don't know, like I'm not a very self-conscious person, but when it comes to the idea of not having an eyeball at all, that kind of freaks me out.
Well, I can hook
Can't you
up
get
with
one of
somebody-
those rubber balls from Walmart?
I don't
that's
think that's sanitary.
You can clean it first.
I think Blind Press got a spare eyeball you can use. Just got a new pair. Yeah. Look you guys up. It comes from Canada, though. I mean, you gotta inspect it, disinfect it, and shit. But
And so if you're interested, Ranting Monkey and Jack Cochran both put the link up there. So it's definitely a good thing to give to if you are so inclined.
Don't let her eyeball fall out, people. That's just rude.
Yeah.
Corey asked what's with all the girls with eye problems. I actually we met Blind Press through me. I was asking on my Twitter, you know, I was looking for guests for my night on the Minions of the Zoo, and she happened to be following me because I have on there that I'm visually impaired, and she wrote me and was like, I've never streamed, but I, you know, would like to join you if you don't mind. And
so you're like
she
a
just
blind
ended
gang.
Yeah, and I ended up getting a bunch of blind followers through her. So now we both have like shared Twitter blind people who aren't insane. Because I don't know, like, you know, there's a black Twitter, and there's a feminist Twitter, there's a blind Twitter, and they're fucking crazy.
Morning, Scribbles.
Please,
shouldn't you be working?
Please link me to the blind fucking.
Oh my. You know,
Morning,
sighted
Scribe.
people hate us and they despise us. And I'm like, blind? No, they mostly just pity you. There's a difference. Neither of them are good, but they don't hate you. Like, you don't see regular people being like, trying to drive down blind people daily.
Fucking blind people. I hate them.
Yeah, I grew up with blind people, and I have never seen anyone just be like, you know, let's go kick the blind person for no reason.
Do any of those blind people have any like epithets toward people that can see? Like they call us seers or some shit like that?
They're called sighted. We call y'all sighted people.
Sighted people. That sounds extremely offensive.
It does.
I think seers sounds a little worse.
That's implied like to psychics and stuff, so we don't.
Like, look at those seers over there with their perfect 20/20 vision.
You just said look.
Looking at all the beautiful skies. Ugh.
Yeah, that's what the blind people say to each other. Go look at those people.
You know, when Blind Press was on with us the other night, every time I said look, watch, or see, it hit my brain. Like you just said that to a blind person.
Well, you know what? I felt bad about that for a minute because we do little Star Trek streams over on her channel. She's generous enough to ask me and the One-Ton Hammer over there for. And she'll say it. And I got over it real quick because she's like, well, I haven't watched that episode in a while. And I'm like, you haven't watched it ever.
We like as a community,
awesome.
community, we do still use the same words. Like my brother-in-law, I was like, what are you doing? He's like, watching this. I can't do this. And I'm like, I can do both. And he's like, because you listen to it, you don't watch it, you dumbass. And I'm like, oh yeah. Like it just, we use the same words of like, I watched this, or I, you know, go look at this, you know, without thinking about it.
I felt bad. I streamed with her a little while ago, Blind Press, and we were kind of ragging on her a little bit about getting her Terminator eyes and shit.
Yeah.
Someone brought up the fact, like, oh my gosh, she doesn't know what Terminator eyes look like. I was like, oh, and then I got sad. Like, everybody should know what the Terminator looks like. That's bullshit. This isn't my America.
Well, no, she is such a big Star Trek fan. That's one of the things I asked her. I'm like, you've never seen the show. How do you know what's going on? She said people will describe it to her, which is cool.
Yeah.
But it is amazing to me that blind people can have favorite shows. That's awesome.
Yeah.
She plays video games too, which I was very excited about. I was so happy about that because I love video games, and I thought once I go completely blind, there's no way I can do it. And she's like, "No, you can, you can."
It pisses me off because she's probably better. She's probably better blind than I am sighted at video games.
I wonder if she has like echolocation, like she clicks at the walls and shit.
She says she actually can.
Sometimes, yeah, it's not something she does often.
Impressive.
Well, because you look like a freak out in public going.
Her and her husband, they did mushrooms. They were telling me about 10 years ago, and I was so curious about the experience that she has because she has no visuals. Like, what did her auditory senses do?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, you have auditory hallucinations. You hear things that aren't there.
Oh man, that would fuck me up. If
I think that would be scarier than real hallucinations.
I don't
Is that the word, real? Visual hallucinations. That's what I want to say.
I don't know, man. I've done 3 grams of mushrooms and ran through the forest before, terrified. I think I could handle with the auditory, man. Really
Dork, that's not very nice. Dork says, I don't doubt she would be better than you at games.
Well, she says you have to play ones that like are very sound based, like
sure, yeah. Well, she does fighting games.
Yeah, Soul Calibur is what, and Soul Calibur I kick ass into. Like I love playing that one.
Soul Calibur, the blind girls game.
Yes.
Yeah, you should reach out to them and tell them that blind people love their game.
Well, it's because like each move they do, they make noises, so you know what move they're about to do.
Well, they just came out with what, 6? You guys should write them. Look, we're blind people. We love your game. Give us stuff.
They're anime. They're not anime. Go away, child. Why aren't you going to school yet? Sorry. Go away.
You're not letting your kid dabble in anime, are you?
And don't do that. That'll mess them up.
That'll fuck him up for life.
3.
Hey, Dork, how you doing?
Dork.
Good. Hey, how's it going?
Another Australian. Great.
What do you like?
Sorry,
It's not like they're Canadian.
Is there something wrong with Australia there, mate? Like, you got an issue with Australia, mate? Like, what's going on?
Oh God, fuck! It's happening here too. This no,
what's going on? Fight me, cunt.
No, it's got nothing to do with you and your persecution complex. It's okay. The pulsating fucking super chat. That's
I'm just fucking around.
Have you guys real quick noticed that yesterday?
James Colley, thank you. In all fairness, I've been tempted to lead seeing eye dogs with doggy treats. That's not nice.
They won't do it.
James, that's horrible, but at the same time, fairly hilarious.
That is hilarious. Now, what's going on with this persecution thing? What?
Nothing. I was just saying that she's got a persecution complex because she thought I was complaining about her. What I'm actually complaining about is that stupid green pulsing light that's happening in and around the super chat button now.
Well, you should be thankful you can see that light. Most people can't see that light, evidently.
Poppy doesn't even know that's happening.
Fucking
I really don't. What's happening?
Fucking seers.
Flashes
what are we talking
different.
About?
In this if it's a red super chat or the different colors it flashes.
It flashes at the bottom. Thank you, Sam Bennett. Did you hear there's a city in Virginia that is banning kids 13 plus from trick-or-treating, and the penalty is a fine of $25 to $100 or up to 6 months in jail? I didn't.
I want to get fucked.
When I lived in Virginia, that was already the rule. 13 plus weren't supposed to trick or treat. I don't know if they had actual penalties for it, but yeah, that was
Yeah, I support this. If you're over 13, you should be getting a job, not out there trick or treating.
Oh, no, hang on.
If you're 13 plus, you're supposed to be grabbing bags, not. What the hell's wrong with you people?
See, my kids actually still like to trick or treat, and I'm trying to talk them out of it this year because Willow looks like she's 20.
Hang on. What if the kids What if the kid's mentally delayed but 13? Is that all right?
Well, what do you do? Go up and show a card?
You got need ID to trick or treat.
Some kids you can fucking tell.
See, that's
Quick a tweet.
don't you do that, Monkey.
You know, let
See,
it
that's
fly,
the problem
so
we
boys.
have is, well, Angel, she's on the spectrum just like I am. And so she's a little bit more delayed than a lot of kids her age emotionally. And so we've trick-or-treated, and Willow's like fucking free candy, man. And she loves to dress up and just terrify people on Halloween.
Oh.
So,
point of Halloween?
Well, have you ever been in the gore section of the Minions of the Zoo Discord? Because that's all Willows.
No, because the Minions of the Zoo Discord is an unorganized mess. I don't go.
That's Reject's job.
No, I don't understand why people get upset when like people are making fun of mentally delayed people. Like my brother's got an intellectual disability. My son's delayed. Like if it's not malicious, I don't care if people say retard or anything.
Oh, I call normal people retards when they're just stupid.
But if you're going like Gumby high five, like I don't give a shit about that. People get so offended about.
Well, the technical term for retarded is you like to stop growing or stop learning. People try to call me that, and I'm like, no, because I learn something new every day. I enjoy learning. You're still using that word for something it doesn't apply to, so I believe you're the retard in this conversation.
That spectrum stuff is bullshit.
Well, I still think half of what you say is bullshit, so I think we're even.
Can I have a borderline boomer talk with Monkey here?
Oh, God. Yeah, what's on? What's up?
You and I are roughly the same age. Do you remember any of this shit when you were a kid?
No.
Okay. I close my case. Anyway,
well, it's just like the bloody gluten intolerance or lactose intolerance. It's all bullshit.
There are people who cannot have gluten, but it's like 10 people in the whole fucking world.
Yeah, but it's like the preservatives in gluten. It's not actually gluten. Like it's because of all the shit that people have been eating over the years. Like it's because people don't eat healthy.
It became a fucking diet fad instead of being an actual medical issue that some people have. I can't have gluten. Why not?
Yeah, and plus
I know someone.
Yes.
I know someone with actual celiac disease, which is the one you can't eat gluten. And I mean, he became paralyzed because of it. He's in a wheelchair. And I think he died like 6 months ago from it. And so like, it is an actual serious thing. But like Monkey said, it's like 10% of the population. It's not everyone.
But can we all agree everybody's different? Everybody learns at a different pace. And when you label people as on the spectrum, it puts you in a certain class where you don't feel like you have to perform up to everybody else's standards. It kind of hinders you, does it not?
I agree.
Am I a psychopath here?
It didn't for me or my daughter. We're considered on the spectrum because we have sensory disorders, where everything's turned the fuck up for us. But like, I have learning disabilities, and for me, it made me work like 3 times harder than everybody else did.
Not everybody's the same,
man. Hang on.
Sorry, I'm angry.
Well, that would go with the spectrum thing there. That wasn't a good argument. Good morning, Blind.
Good morning.
Good morning, Blind.
Hello.
Hi.
When we were kids, we had special needs, kids with learning disabilities, and then the regular kids. That was it.
Yep.
Yeah, I was told I had a learning disability. Oh, sorry.
Well, there were kids in my class who were just lazy, and by today's standards, they would be on a spectrum somewhere, and they were just fucking lazy.
Oh yeah,
and
it's fucking stupid.
I had people try to tell me that my oldest was autistic because he had a speech delay, a bit of a speech delay.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And my own mother was like, "He might be autistic." Like,
no.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't to label people with something. It's
ADD is another one.
Oh, ADD
exactly
is the worst.
What that's fucking like. I know exactly what that's like. First of all, ADD is bullshit. These kids just need a fucking smack on the bum and some fucking discipline. Okay. Second of all, I was told I had a learning disability, but I just didn't fit in with the learning style that they had in school. And my son's got a speech delay. And then I have, he's going to special classes right now, but I have my fucking mother telling me like, because my brother's got an intellectual disability, my mother's telling me, oh, I reckon he's autistic. I was around Special Olympics most of my life I think he's autistic. And he's telling that to the fucking special ed teachers too. It's like, how the fuck is that helpful? He's not fucking autistic. Okay?
Real quick, James Colley, thank you. Handy capable, never handicapped, unless at a baseball game.
Too many women in the stream. Too many women. That's why I need to take their rights away. What are you guys doing? Why aren't you in the kitchen?
I am in the fucking
Who am I cooking for? They're all gone.
Excuse me.
Cook for later. You broads
I
out
am
of
in the
control.
kitchen. I'm already in the fucking kitchen. What now?
What are you cooking?
I'm making coffee right now.
I'm making my kids fucking lunch for school, so fuck you, Guten.
We multitask. We're not lazy.
You're all lazy broads.
No, we're not lazy like you. We can do more than one thing at a time.
This is why I bring Gutenberg on, so I seem less misogynistic.
Hang on. Gutenberg, what sandwich do you want? What do you want me to make you?
You're in Australia, number one. Stop deflecting.
Go put some lingerie on first, then make a sandwich.
Oh, there you go.
I make a good
She's in
fucking
Australia.
sandwich.
It's fucking Vegemite or fairy bread. There's not many options, man.
Is it funny that I'm making a sandwich right now that you guys are talking about sandwiches?
No, that makes you the good woman.
I'm making my kids a ham sandwich for his lunch. So
I miss the time in America when women were silent. They sat in the corner and looked pretty.
I make Chris's lunches like the night ahead, and I leave little notes in them too. So kiss my ass.
Oh,
You better be making some heart-shaped brownies for your boyfriend or husband.
I make him steak and cake and pies. Thank you very much.
I would leave notes for Pinkalo, except Pinkalo doesn't read Braille, so.
Yeah.
Sick burn. Sick burn.
You haven't forced him to learn it yet?
He's tried, but a lot of sighted people don't read with their fingers. They don't read Braille with their fingers. They read it with their eyes, and it's a lot harder to read Braille with your eyes because you're basically reading dots with your eyes.
That's insane.
We have Braille on our money. Yeah. At 5s, 10s, and 20s have Braille on it.
We have it here too. That happened, I think, a decade ago.
All right. Can we mute all the women and have dude talk? This is getting a little out of hand.
You haven't
shut up.
Do it, Daddy. Do it, Monster.
Oh, wow.
All right, turn the volume up. If I can sexually objectify you, that's the only way. I won't talk over you.
I love that Dork can change his mind on muting us.
Yeah, in about half a second.
All you gotta do is appeal to the penis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you women haven't absolutely, if you women haven't figured out dudes by now, I mean, what are you doing? We're the easiest fucking people. We're the easiest people to fucking figure out.
Yeah, you are. And that doesn't bode well for you, by the way.
What do you mean? We're simple. We work like a fucking like German machinery. It doesn't break down and it's fucking simple.
It breaks down all the time. You just have to figure out how to fix it.
There's video footage of your husband out there changing the oil of a car. He's a productive man.
Yes, he is.
All right. So stop bashing men, you fucking man.
I'm not bashing men.
No, you're just easy to manipulate because we can figure you out really easy.
Well, then why can't?
What is it that Robin Williams said? Grab a man by his balls and his heart will follow.
Number one, not the balls. I think you got that.
Don't grab the balls.
That's what Robin Williams said.
He was wrong. He also shot himself.
Yeah.
Or hung himself, whatever.
He didn't shoot himself.
Yeah, he was also a drug addict and killed himself. So.
Just gently.
He had Parkinson's, and that's why or Lewy body dementia, and that's why he killed himself. But
yeah, I wouldn't get that either. Well, you grab us by the penis.
Yes.
Gently, nicely,
very
maybe a few
gently.
tongues.
Very
a kiss on the end.
A rub and tug and a good steak. That's all that needs to happen.
Look, you just do your bloody tightening exercises and you make sure you walk with your chest out front.
Why does it always go to food and sex when we're on here?
Because that's how it should be.
Yeah.
My God, what a great day.
Polly, you've been quiet.
I finally started shutting them up. You gonna rile him back up?
Well, there's been a lot of. Well, I was going to say talking, but I wouldn't call it talking.
You need a man to step in and tell these women to be quiet every once.
Monkey, I have an idea, and rather than hit you up with it in DMs, we'll do it live after you've read your super chat.
Thank you, James Colley. Monkey Gutenberg, to the best of my knowledge, hasn't been quoted as saying repeal the 19th Amendment. Remember, we don't want to repeal it. We want to amend it.
Amend.
The moment he realized there were 3 chicks on, he said we needed that our rights needed to be taken away.
You would be much happier and more productive.
I also noticed the amount of people watching dipped. Coincidence?
I am a stream killer.
I am too.
Do that.
I wasn't talking about you.
Sure it wasn't me?
No, Dorky, it wasn't you. You're too cute.
I'm guessing it was my eyeball talk.
Real quick, I want to address this question, then we'll get to Polly. Monkey, why do you assume that if 2 people aren't having sex, they're not in a relationship? I never said that. If you're in a romantic relationship, though, you should be blanking. Go ahead, Polly.
Some unnamed Australian in chat is also saying that ADHD is a thing and drugs are there for it, and it's totally real. So,
no,
food for thought.
Fucking bullshit.
I have food for thought, man. There's people that take medication
that guy out
for
of the
it.
fucking chat, and I want you to remove quarantine this man.
It's a woman.
It's a woman.
Well, even worse.
Is it Cindy? No.
The problem with ADHD, it got associated with every bad behavior any child ever did. Children are supposed to come out perfect little adults rather than children that you have to mold and teach. And yeah, you can drug the fuck out of them. And there's a great story you can go read about a 4-year-old who was killed by her parents because the drugs didn't work, so they kept upping them.
Oh, Lord. It is overdiagnosed. And so is the whole spectrum thing. It's overdiagnosed. Like, you need to have more than one professional diagnose you with something before you're just like, okay, let's drug your child.
Have you ever read the things that might mean you have ADHD? It's like a list of 10 things.
Yeah.
And for fuck's sake, it is. Everybody has it according to this.
I knew a family who
bullshit.
I knew a family who had 2 actually autistic kids and a third who wasn't diagnosed. And when the third would act out, and let me just preface this by saying the age difference between the second and third child was about 6 years. So 17, 12, and 6. And when the 6-year-old was acting out, they gave her the 12-year-old's fucking medication.
Oh, that's fucked up.
God.
Yep. And I'm not saying there aren't people that have an overactive thyroid will make you actually hyper.
Yes.
But most of what they pushed on kids, especially through the 90s, it was just kids who needed to be taught to sit still.
Yeah. If you're not some Rain Man motherfucker, you're not on a spectrum, okay? If you cannot recite me...
Before Rain Man, none of us had even heard of autism, and then that's what it was to all of us. And now it's,
Well, I think it's parents loading their kids up with sugar and then wondering why they can't fucking sit still.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and also parents in the 90s, they didn't want to take responsibility for anything. They were just like, my kid's a special little angel, and they get a sticker and a trophy for just doing well. But we expect the teachers to teach them everything. We don't want to teach them anything.
Gas them.
And
you load them up in the morning with fucking Boo Berry, fucking Captain Crunch, or whatever the fuck, and then you shove a liter of fucking Coke down their throat, and you wonder why they can't sit still at fucking school. You know what I mean? You know what you do with boys? You take them out in the yard and you make them run around. You make them tired, just like a hyperactive dog. You take them and you run them in a park. They come home, they sleep.
Well, I've stopped having to we're cutting back my 4-year-old's TV because he's not. All he cares about is the TV right now. So we're just taking that and cutting it back a little bit because it's affecting his behavior. It's affecting his attention span. But we're not, taking it all away. But it's you got to balance things out. You can't just shove the kids in front of the TV with sugar and then wonder why they're going insane.
Absolutely. Well, can I address something in chat real quick, Monkey? I apologize. Jeremy, whatever the fuck that is. The sugar making kids hyper myth. Laugh my fucking ass off. Don't you think it's funny coincidence when they removed all the fucking fats out of everything and then loaded it up with sugar in the last 30 years? Also correlates with the fucking rise in the epidemic of ADHD. I mean, isn't it just a little convenient?
I hadn't actually thought about that, but yeah, that those do go together, whether they're coincidental or
Monkey,
cause.
do you remember raviolis back in the day? Canned raviolis.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember how good they used to taste?
Yes.
Do you know what they taste like now?
Crap.
They
Mushy
taste
crap.
terrible.
They removed all the good fats that made everything taste good and just loaded it with sugar to make it palatable. They've done that to all the fucking foods because the fat scare. You got to remove trans fats. You got to remove fats, blah, blah, blah. They remove all that shit. Everything tastes like garbage. So they load it up with sugar to make it fucking taste halfway presentable. And then all of a sudden, kids can't fucking sit still.
And diabetes went up.
Yeah. No shit. Hey, Polly.
Yes.
Was this the topic you wanted to bring up?
It absolutely
like 20
was.
minutes ago.
It was so expertly covered, I figured why cut in on it. I mean, there was the expert advice of taking young boys out into the yard and running them around like dogs. That's the. I mean, to be fair though, the monkey, you said that it's like 10 characteristics. Yeah, almost every psychological disorder is an aggregate of symptoms, right? From whether it be antisocial personality disorder or whatever. If you take a drug for it and you notice a change of behavior, then yeah, you can fairly conclude that they're it's affecting something is what I'm saying.
The problem with ADHD is not all of them are characteristics that are bad. A child who can't sit still is just a child.
Yeah, but that's only one symptom amongst many. But you're going to hear me get really critical when it comes to psychological diagnoses of children for anything, be it from ADHD or HD for our resident Australians.
But isn't the age?
All the way, just going to go ahead and finish the sentence. All the way to gender dysphoria disorder. Like any kind of diagnosis of a kid, I'm going to be fucking skeptical of, especially if it's if it's a fad, part of a trend. Oh fuck, man, that's not good news.
No.
At least you can take a kid off Ritalin. You can't take them off hormones. I mean, you can, but the damage is done.
I agree.
I got one more statement, then I'm going to shut the fuck up here for a second, okay? I live basically in Amish country. Right over the mountain from me are a fuck ton of Mennonites and Amish. I run into them every day. I see them all the time. I see their kids. I see them in the fucking schoolyards. I see them wherever I go. All of them. Those are the most well-behaved kids on the fucking planet.
Because they'll get beat to shit. If
No, they're not going to get beat.
I see where he's going with this.
I got to finish. They get disciplined, yes. But however, when you see them in a public setting, those kids, they basically don't talk and they fall around and they listen.
Yeah, there are no ADHD Amish kids.
No autistic fucking Amish kids. They don't exist.
Real quick, I do need to address this. Arc says this also shows the hypocrisy of Monkey that came up in his response to the Black Panther controversy. Like how come it's okay to insult people with autism and yet it's racist to insult Black people?
Wait, what?
I have never said it's racist to insult Black people. If you watch the show, I make jokes all the fucking time. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
seriously, what the fuck are you talking about?
What's that got to do with anything? Like, Monkey fucking insults people equally. Like, he makes fun of people fucking equally.
I didn't hear any insults against autistic people here, like autistic people.
We just said it's overdiagnosed.
Yeah.
It might be referring to me.
I get this occasionally from people who don't like something I said. And suddenly I'm a hypocrite, even though either they haven't heard everything I've said or they've purposefully blocked out part of what I've said.
Selective hearing.
Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass.
That's the short version. Kiss my ass. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Chadwick in the chat.
I'm literally nobody I won't insult.
It's beautiful. I love it.
And confirm.
Chadwick in the chat says, my daughter goes to a school with an Amish son and he has Asperger's. Number one, no. The Amish don't send their children to English, quote-unquote, schools. He's not Amish. He's not real Amish. They don't associate with the Western world and they call it the English world.
The Amish just beat their kids better. That's what it is.
Well, they also have the fear of hell put into them at like 2. They're like, if you poop wrong, you're going to hell and the devil's going to torture you forever.
It's not that. It's not like Catholicism. It's really not.
So what we've come down to here is that Goot thinks that what children need is Christ, not drugs, because of his experience with the Amish. Got it.
Christ, not drug. I'm just making an observation, and I see a lot of Mennonites and Amish, and I never see one of their kids act out in the middle of a fucking Walmart because they won't get a toy. That's all I'm saying.
Well, do they go to Walmart?
Sorry,
they go to Lowe's.
Chat real quick again. You said someone would rightfully be racist if they preferred a show for having white characters. If you prefer the show because it has white characters, that is racist.
Yeah.
What the wait.
If it's only because they're white, then that's racist. If it's just because it's a good show and it happens to only have white people, that's a different thing.
Exactly. It's oh my fucking god.
What do you think? It's reverse racism.
Reverse racism doesn't exist. It's just racism.
Exactly.
Whether it's white, black, Chinese, I don't care. If that's what you prefer too, hey, dude, just watch all the white shit you want to. I don't care. But if you're watching it just because it's white people, that is in fact racist.
I'm trying to picture somebody doing that. Oh, I love this show. Everyone's white. I'm trying to.
It's only white people.
There's no Negroes.
I'll just say one last thing about the subject on kids. Right, I have a little boy. I let him be a little boy. He's energetic, and that's a normal fucking kid. I let him be rough. I let him get dirty because that's what boys do. I don't give a shit what any professional says. I'm not putting my kids on any type of drug, no matter what they say. Like, just let kids be fucking kids. Like, the thing is here in Australia is, like, sugar content is way, way less than in America. And most kids' snacks, they do not have sugar because sugar is considered, like, a bad thing here. They even took sugar out of soft drinks here and used some sort of plant instead. So I don't give my son any type of sugar. But, like, fuck what these modern day professionals say. I don't give a shit if someone tells me my kid has ADHD. I'm not putting him on any sort of drug. And if he turns out to be transgender, he can wait until he's fucking 16 or 18 to choose to change sex, go on hormones. That fucking ruins kids' lives.
Women aren't a minority. I'm sorry, I'm reading chat. Our women are not a minority. There's more of us on the planet than there are men.
True.
Well, I'm actually, now that I'm thinking about this is how your issue with me started, right? Because I said women aren't a minority, and he said, "Whatever happened to not caring about minorities? What the fuck are you talking? Oh my god!" Tell you what, write it all out, and let me know when you're done, and I'll reread it and answer whatever it is that.
I mean, other than like places like China where women are actually very scarce because of that whole thing that went on. Like in America, there's more women than there are men. So how are we the minority here?
You make all the people. You make all the people. What more do you want?
We don't make them by ourselves. We just carry them.
You have too many privileges, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, women have.
Do you want to carry a baby for 9 months? That would be
no, seriously.
Awesome. Stunning and brave. Stunning and brave. We work at a coal mine.
The guy having an issue with me went on drugs as a child. I'm not surprised. I understand now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
women have more rights than men do.
They do, and they are 51% of the population here in the U.S. And yeah, so if you guys don't like how voting's going, that's on you women, and that's why you shouldn't be voting.
Well, I don't want to vote, but here it's illegal not to vote. If I don't vote, I get a fine.
That is so messed up. That I find that so messed up that you're forced to vote or you have to pay a fine.
Can you spoil your ballot if you don't agree with who you're like? Are you allowed to spoil your ballot at least?
Yeah, like we call it a donkey vote. So you either put a card in that says nothing or you write something stupid. Most people write like profanities on it.
I would just spit on it.
As long as you show up and insulting. As long as you show up and get your name ticked off, then you're not going to get a fine. The thing I hate most about going to vote is people pushing their ideals on others waiting in the voting line. See, a lot of people go there just to cross their name off. They don't want to vote. They don't know who to vote for. So they hand out these how to vote cards with their party as number one. And they go, oh, I'll just vote that way then. And a lot of people think the Greens are a different party when their votes go to the fucking Labour Party. Look, it's too much.
Apparently, we misrepresented Ark. That he or she, whatever, is saying that they're not saying women are a minority. They're saying that they should not be lumped in with blacks, gays, and trannies.
Who lumped them in with them? No one did.
What?
I don't know what's happening. I'm so confused.
I haven't had enough coffee for this level of...
Well,
I'm saying you guys are the ones lumping women in with blacks.
Okay, to move on to something, enough pussyfooting around. Let's get on to some real controversy. Yeah. Stevia is an alternative to sugar as a sweetener.
It's actually not
What's wrong with that?
I'm asking. Has anyone ever had a cola or soda or anything? What do you think of it?
Oh, I love that shit. I'm diabetic, so I'm all over it. It smells like marshmallows.
Does stevia actually? Because I've tried that Splenda crap, and I hate Splenda. Does stevia make? Is it like? Because I've put half a spoon of Splenda in my coffee, and it's awful. How bad? Like, how is the flavor?
It doesn't. I gotta say, stevia does not taste like sugar, but it's definitely sweet. But it's better than Splenda. There was I
love Splenda. Fuck y'all.
It causes cancer.
I don't put sugar in my coffee. I drink it.
Well,
my coffee like I like my women. But the point is, Pepsi used to have a product called Pepsi Next, and I was able to get it, but then they stopped offering it. Apparently, it's only on like an experimental basis that it was sweetened with stevia instead of sugar. And what sugar it did have in it was natural cane sugar. And I was like, I loved it. I thought it was great. And then it was gone. And I was like, no, I guess that was just a product test. I don't.
Peter knows what stevia tastes like. All of our soft drink doesn't have sugar in it. It has stevia in it because they replaced all of it because it's healthier. Our government is pushing everything to be healthier, because the two main health concerns here in Australia is one, heart attacks, and two, melanoma from the fucking sun. So yeah, we don't have sugar in any of our soft drinks, just stevia.
Really? I mean, I'd be okay with that because I dug it. That was pretty cool.
Did it change the flavor at all, or
it did? It does taste a little different, but in my mind, it's like it is still sweet. But then again, like if you've had like a Coca-Cola that's like high fructose corn syrup versus cane syrup, that tastes a little different too. And I prefer the cane sugar anyway. So it's all give a little, take a little. But like if it was a choice, I'd be buying the stevia soda, man, definitely.
Yeah, my favorite drink is Coke Zero.
Thank you, Cryptic. Synthetic women needs to happen. The 19th wouldn't apply.
They already got those sex dolls.
Can I just say it's funny to me that we sit around talking about the best substitutes for sugar instead of just going we should probably eat less sugar.
Yeah, well, I don't drink soft drink at all. I don't give my son any sugar.
So it's like if you try and get off of if you're really sensitive diabetic or what have you, whatever situation you're in, you get some ketchup and it's got sugar in it, chocked full.
Oh yeah,
you can't avoid it in a lot of ways. So I hear you. Eat less sugar sounds like a good idea. But
I do eat a lot less sugar, and like a carrot, it is amazing how sweet a carrot is when you cut back on sugar.
Well, in America, you guys have sugar and fucking everything. It just confuses me.
Right,
but
America.
The one thing people don't understand and get confused by is people think that fat makes you put on weight. It doesn't. Sugar makes you put on weight. Yeah. Sugar makes you get fat. And people think sugar causes diabetes. It doesn't. Like the buildup of gunk that gets into your heart from all the crappy food that you eat stops letting you process sugar properly. It's just like an endless fucking cycle. So if you want to lose weight, cut down all sugar. Stop drinking or stop drink.
Look, I have seen those Australian public service announcements. You've been indoctrinated.
No, it's fucking true though. If people are still these fat people drinking diet soda or whatever, that's still gonna fucking make you put on weight. Soda is bad all fucking get though. Like, it just bugs me seeing fat people eat all this food and drink diet soft drink. Like, it's fucking
you're winning me, or you are winning my heart right now.
I've told her she needs to get her own channel. She needs to get that started and going. Peter.
Yeah.
You've been quiet on the soda thing because you're too nice and you don't cut in when you should. How do you feel about the what is it? Stevia? Say it for me.
I'm not sure. Is it how do you say? Is it stevia?
Stevia.
Stevia.
Stevia. Okay.
Peter?
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I didn't even know. I had no idea. I thought there was sugar in fucking all soft drinks here still. So
that's the best recommendation that anyone could possibly give right there.
Yep.
But yeah, that's how I lost 80 pounds, was cutting out sugar.
That's why I've been quiet, because I didn't know. Didn't have an opinion on it really. If it
Well,
has
plus
changed,
you are
it's
too.
still
What you are ruining a perfectly good reputation for Australian men as being brash and let's be honest, rude. Why are you doing that? Is it because we're American?
Anybody on the Discord? I'm pretty laid back, man. This is just my shtick, I suppose.
Most Aussie men are laid back.
Peter's great because unlike a lot of these other fucking foreigners, he doesn't talk a lot.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, come on. We all know these fucking foreigner YouTubers. They don't shut their yap.
Hey man, I'm a woman. I am naturally able to talk. I'm naturally able to fucking spend money. It's just it's a woman thing.
Here. You're losing me.
Man,
I can't help it.
Actually, do say something.
I've got to get Dork Oracle on a stream with me. That you are so awesome.
3 out of 5.
And the one woman talked over the man to compliment the other woman. Did anyone notice that Peter was trying?
Sorry, Peter.
Jesus.
God, you give him an inch, they take a mile.
As a side note here, Monkey, before I forget about it, Jack Cochran said we should have a discussion about this sometime. His part of his minor in his degree was in special needs, and he's done a lot of work with special needs kids. He knows a lot about it. I just touched on it with detail. You should ask him about it if you're interested. Some of the actual details as opposed to random opinions here and there.
I'd like to argue with him.
Jack doesn't crack just good jokes, man. He's a smart dude too.
He really is.
Yeah, sometimes you can be too smart for your own good. We need more common sense and less book smarts, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me, though. I mean, that's just old Gutenberg here talking. By the way, I ran out of cigarettes, so I'm smoking weed, so I'm going to calm down here in about a minute.
I ran out of cigarettes, so now I'm smoking weed.
I rolled the joint because I ran out of American Spirits. So
I'm a big fan of American Spirits, too.
Promise me, Gutenberg, that you don't put tobacco in your joints.
No, who does that?
Lots of people.
We do that. What's wrong with that?
It's gross.
I don't see why he's so laid back.
Yeah, this is America. I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing up north.
Actually, somebody.
Joe Rogan mixes tobacco with his weed.
Yeah, he does.
Well, that's because he doesn't smoke, and the nicotine already gives him a high, I believe, right? Because if you don't smoke and you take a cigarette, you get fucking high.
It makes the weed. It evens it out a bit. The weed's real chesty, so
does not.
Peter does have a point.
Peter, I'm gonna have to tell you later on why mixing tobacco and weed is bad for you. But Gutenberg Master, should I light your joint for you?
I already know tobacco is bad for you.
That sounds more like
that. It's cool.
Dork, that sounds more like you're crying. I'm sorry, Peter.
Dork, if you start calling me daddy, this is going to get a little awkward for everybody. I ain't gonna
get him hard.
I think your girlfriend's going to have something to say about that, dude.
I'll pop a chub. She's sleeping, fuck her. I'll pop a chub. Hey, man, you sleep on the job. Someone's going to take it, right?
Dork, what was that you sent last night that I told you had to say on live on air?
You'll have to remind me because I was shit memory.
I need to remind you.
I was gonna say that's the wrong person to ask to remind you something, Dork.
I know it had master in it.
It did. Wow, god damn it! I'll have to do this. Thank you, Cryptic. This was over on Streamlabs. Asian ADHD treatment is an ass whooping. Yeah, that's what it was in my house too, man.
The Asians are good people, great people, good folks. Eastern Asians. Just want to clarify.
Eastern.
Oh God, illegal weed has too much cut.
We can't cut.
What?
Who's cutting weed?
What?
Get this guy out of here. He's fucking trolling.
What?
Well, what are you cutting it with, Jeremy? I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Cutting it with oregano. The fuck out of here.
That Italian flavor.
This fucking Jeremy guy. He's getting to me. He's getting to me, guy. Watch this.
I'll trade you Jeremy for Ark.
I don't know, man. I got a little too high. All right, hold on. What was the deal?
Oh no, he's mad at me over something he thinks I said.
Still going too.
Oh my god, I know.
Relax, dude. Give it a fucking break, man.
Apparently,
No
the
one's
whole
fucking
thing is over saying you shouldn't judge anybody by their race or gender, and apparently that makes women a minority, but men are a gender too, aren't they?
Well, we're sex.
Or sex,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Well, no, that's male. Male and female are the sexes. Men are a gender.
Oh shit.
Oh,
sorry.
this fucking shit.
No, this is the new thing. That's what they say because gender and sex are different.
that's-
They're not.
That's in the 1950s dictionary.
Do not care.
Anyways, I'm just saying, like, even if you're saying don't judge someone by their gender, that still means men and women, so it's not making women a minority. This argument is fucking weird.
Any guys up to date on these NPC memes? Aren't they great?
They're
Yeah,
wonderful.
good.
They are.
Yeah, the live ones on the videos where the face is like plastered onto the dude's actual face.
Oh.
Seen a few Anderson Cooper ones and
They're
P-Dog.
glorious.
they're fucking awesome.
They actually took over the blue wave hashtag for top trending. Like if
Yeah.
every other
Wow.
one, it is actually rather amazing that a group of people that don't know each other can form this like coalition to literally like get onto the same page and do this shit is fucking amazing. Those 4chan guys are fucking brilliant.
They really are.
Yeah.
Thank
Weaponized
you, Diesel
narcissism
Dave.
at its greatest.
Diesel Dave says, I think it was I'll take care of you, master.
Ooh.
Oh, it was something like, I'll take care of you, master. I'm a good girl and I do what I say.
Yes, it was something just like that.
All right. So let's get this party started.
This is my favorite meme from yesterday.
An Indian, African, American, Mexican, and a Vietnam vet walk into a bar. Just kidding. It's for white liberals.
Because that's true.
Rachel Dolezal.
Ah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
that's,
I just remembered it was I do what I'm told.
Oh, that's right. It was. Yes.
Yeah.
God
See, you
damn
need
right.
your own channel so you can use that to your advantage.
Yes.
Not that I
don't
mind.
think-
No, you can keep coming here and doing that, and people will pay me for that. By the way, guys, you can donate to hear her say things like that in the bottom corner there, or over on Streamlabs.
By the way,
Yeah.
hi, oh my god. Oh my god. I can't say it. He's in the chat.
Omega.
Omega.
Oh my God.
Megan.
Ooh.
You say it almost like, oh my god.
I know.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
it's
god,
Omega.
it's oh my god.
And good morning, bud. How you doing? I would invite you in. We already kind of full.
He's another one of those foreigners I can actually listen to.
Oh, I love Omega.
Oh, he's got a great voice.
Mhm.
He
Good
has a
videos.
sexy voice, and
It does.
him, Monkey, and Polly have awesome voices.
Why? Thank you.
Boy, thank you.
Oh, so Monkey, I brought up a topic about 25 minutes ago that
You started to. Did you actually bring it up?
no, you started fighting with somebody in chat, and then women started.
And then I gave you. Then I said, "Is this what you wanted to talk about?" And you said, "Yes, it is."
No, I made a joke at the women's expense, and then they kept talking because they're.
Okay, so what was your subject?
So I want to do this thing: internet bets. We often disagree on things. We need to make it interesting. Now,
Okay.
not money, but like the thing that comes to mind is you'll have like two mayors of two different towns, and Nationals
yes,
and Red
yes.
Sox, and they'll wear each other's jerseys, like that kind of thing. And someone will have to come on the other guy's stream and say he's the man or whatever, something. We'll figure it out later. But I got some things that I want to bet on.
No.
Oh, okay.
Assuming that we have a disagreement on these things, we should do this.
Why am I hearing kids?
Do you
Because
think?
Line has them.
Put them little shits to bed.
It's not bedtime. They just woke
That
up.
little little shit has to get ready to go to school in like 10 minutes.
It's 8 o'clock in the fucking morning. Put him to bed.
There's a mute button.
Nap time, you little fucks.
Is that what you do with all kids? Just put them to sleep?
You go to sleep or I put you to sleep.
Wow.
We'll have to talk about your upbringing sometime.
Sure.
Polly, you were saying.
I was. So Robert Mueller, against all expectations, is going to release his findings after the midterms. Which in my mind means he ain't got shit. Like that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
You know, because if it was before, you know, well, but again, that's all just in my opinion. I think there's two separate things that I'd like to bet over, assuming we have different opinions. One, is he going to do a live televised description of his findings like Comey? And number two, is he going to find anything on Trump specifically? Meaning, is he going to denounce him as saying, yes, what he did was unseemly, unpresidential, bad, but not technically illegal? Or is he going to hand it off to Congress to do something because he doesn't want to be responsible for not having shit? Thoughts?
What will
so televised announcement. There's the first one. Do you think he's going to pull a Comey? No.
No.
I don't think so either. I don't. Damn it, no bet there. Then
he'll give his report to Congress, and no, he's not going to find anything against Trump. The worst that he's going to be able to say is there might be some fire here because we found a little tiny bit of smoke. But no, he's not going to come out and denounce Trump as actually having done anything.
So that will equal, in a lot of people's minds, like the MAGA supporters will be like vindication, and the other people will be, well, clearly the investigation needed to keep going. Do you think he's going to recommend congressional censure?
No.
Jesus, really? You think he's really going to stick his nuts out like that and just be like, we ain't found shit?
He's got no other choice. We have some people connected to Trump who, I mean, if you look at the convictions they've already got so far, none of them actually have anything to do with Trump, really. The Flynn is the best they have as a smoking gun that there was, talking between the camps. And even that was a bullshit thing that he was kind of forced into. No, I don't think they've found anything where he could make that recommendation. It would ruin any career he had left.
I'd like to answer. I'd like to extrapolate that on a little bit. Isn't it a little interesting that Nancy Pelosi's driver for 30 years was a fucking Chinese spy, and yet
not Pelosi, that was Dianne Feinstein.
Feinstein, yeah. To me, they're the same fucking person.
Might as well be, but
might as well be at this point. I mean, California. I mean, come on. And that was swept under the rug conveniently, wasn't it not?
Yeah, that was not a major news story. No, it wasn't.
And one thing I always harped on is Trump's been in the public eye since fucking the late 70s.
Yeah.
He has been on fucking WWE, for Christ's sakes, has done numerous fucking charities and events, uncountable interviews, and they cannot find one shred of anything they're trying to accuse this man of.
Nope.
Now, and you know they have an army. You know, they have an army of people combing over everything and nothing. I think the man's spotless, to be honest.
I don't think
not.
I don't think he is. I think there's all sorts of tax stuff that they can business dealings, not specifically tax, but there's all sorts of malfeasance that they.
But he's a rich guy avoiding taxes. Do we not, as fucking lower class citizens, fucking try to avoid our taxes? I mean,
Trump is smart in this way, in that he doesn't do his own dealings. He has lawyers do it. He has accountants do his taxes, because people seem to think Trump sits down with a 1040 and fills it out. That's not how super rich people do their fucking taxes. They pay an accountant or a team of accountants in his case.
Remember, the accountant would only have to tell him what he did after the fact. Paul Manafort would only have to tell him what he did after the fact, and that counts as the high crimes and misdemeanors aspect of a not. We're not talking about a criminal conviction. Remember, I'm assuming we're just talking about impeachment proceedings, right?
Well, even for impeachment proceedings, something like that would have to be, if Manafort came to him and said, hey, I fucked up your taxes, and Trump was like, well, okay, no big deal. Yeah, that would be on him. But I don't think that has happened, and I don't think that's something that Trump would have just been like, cool. He would, dirty or not, whatever you think, he's kept himself clean enough that for a billionaire who's been in the spotlight for as long as he is, they've never got anything on him, really. Real quick, thank you, P-Dog. Guaranteed Mueller ain't got shit. He doesn't, and that's why the convictions he's had so far have very little or nothing to do with Trump at all.
Well, let's keep in mind, I'm not disagreeing with you here. I agree with it. Yeah. I'm trying to come from the Democrats' perspective. Look how far they were willing to go with Clinton. I mean, special prosecutors are dangerous individuals, or have the potential to be, depending on the climate and so forth. I'm just saying, if they're looking for something and it only has to be a high crime or misdemeanor enough to impeach this man, I mean, they literally call him Hitler all day long. I mean, this is not somebody that, you know.
Looking at the Clinton one, they were actually looking into the Rose Law Firm stuff, and what they ended up getting him on is perjury for lying about getting a blowjob from Monica. We haven't seen anything like that at the later stages of this, and he's getting ready to wrap up, so it's going to be done soon.
Well, no, they won't be able to get Trump on perjury, obviously, because he hasn't come forth and gone on the record under oath. Now, if he had, he would have been in a real hard spot, because he would have denied a payoff to Stormy, and Horseface could have brought him down.
Horseface,
yeah, because he knew about it. The recording makes it clear that he was aware of it at the very least, which makes him culpable. Now, again, I'm not trying to argue, bring down Trump. I think this is all minor bullshit. It's all political. I get it, but I'm just trying to come from their perspective to think what they might try and pull. And I'm really saddened that we got nothing to bet over here, Monkey.
Well, but I'm a smart guy. When it comes to like Stormy, the audio recording, I mean, he is very vague about what he's talking about. Mm-hmm. Was he talking about Stormy? Yeah. Is it enough to say he was definitely talking about that? No, he's talking to his lawyer and said, take care of that.
Oh, Christ, they sent a mob boss away for nodding at somebody in a restaurant because they were able to argue that was him agreeing to get involved in an international drug deal. A nod.
Yeah, it's also the mob, and that gets into RICO and shit that is...
Well, it was part of a RICO predicate, but we're talking about Donald Trump. Is there anybody who's more hunted? I mean, think about it. There's been a House investigation, a Senate investigation, and special prosecutors assigned to the investigation, plus every little jackass Krasenstein on fucking Twitter trying to hunt everything they can. Every fucking single person that's worked anywhere near within Trump with a 20-mile pole is sending shit to reporters. Like, if they're... I'm just saying, if there's anything that they can bring up, they're going to.
But he doesn't have anything, or we would have already heard about it.
If you want to make a bet, we could talk about the Senate seats. If you want to do that, how many the Republicans? I mean, I'm willing.
You willing to do that, Monkey? That's a good one. Do you traded? We could do a point spread on how many seats will be lost or gained in the House.
I'm thinking Senate is going to be 53-47, GOP favor.
With the seats,
I think they're going to gain too.
I have a stupid tinfoil hat question.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Do you think that this is happening because the Democrats are still angry about what happened with Bill?
Yes.
They're angry.
Yes, absolutely. They are angry about what happened with Bill, and then with Hillary losing when she was supposed to win. It doesn't matter that Trump won. Whatever Republican came into office, they were going to get this shit. This has nothing to do with Trump. This has to do with the payback.
It's payback. It's a factor involved in it. Like, it's certainly not the exclusive thing, but it's like, look what the Republicans did. There's plenty of people that remembered how far they were willing to go. They set the standard. We can do that as well, which is why one-upsmanship in politics, nobody wins. Well, yeah, politicians might win and the people lose.
Is it a little strange how they're kind of fawning over George Bush Jr.?
Did you hear that Obama's wife has come out and said that they're like best friends now?
That's weird.
Isn't that fucking creepy?
That's weird.
Who, Laura and her?
No. Michelle Obama and George Bush, George W.
That's
really? I thought you would have been referring to Laura Bush, like his wife.
No, apparently at all functions where the old presidents are together, those two get seated next to each other, and they've been talking a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for as many times as George W. Bush was accused, I heard something about that. It's like, you wouldn't think you wanted to be seated anywhere near. And it's like, the guy doesn't have a racist bone in his body, George W. Bush. He's, up until the Obama administration, the most ethnically diverse presidential administration in U.S. history was George W. Bush's.
Yeah.
First Hispanic attorney general, first national security. No, wait a minute.
Colin Powell.
Powell was before.
Powell was,
yeah.
But
before Condi Rice.
When,
oh man, him and Condi are still two peas in a pod. Man, those two get along well.
Oh man, it's like
used to get so mad because they'd say, you know, people voted for George W. because he seemed like somebody you could have a beer with, and everybody talks about him like, yeah, he's just a down to earth guy you can talk to.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. Now I don't think we'll ever hear that about Trump when he's gone.
No, I think Cheney.
Well, I don't know. Remember the
around,
Bush
man.
thing with the S as a swastika and like just the man, the
yeah,
hate
there
for
was some
him
of that
was
shit, but
real.
Yeah, but that, like I said, the whole there were people who were mad because like, you don't vote for president because you'd want to have a beer with him.
Yeah,
he seems like a nice guy. Fuck off.
Jack Cochran says Michelle and George just like two dudes hanging out, just like a buddy cop movie. Jesus.
The best buddy cop movie ever. Oh man,
Isn't it weird how were you guys politically active or paying attention during the whole anti-war shit, like 2003 to like 2007? Isn't it amazing? Like I have a lot of friends that did a lot of anti-war type stuff, and a lot of them split right around 2010 with the ACA coming into law. A lot of them went to like the libertarian Ron Paul route, and the other ones went the kind of Bernie Sanders route. And now these people are fighting, and yet used to be so close and so ideologically parallel to each other back during the anti-Bush sentiment that was happening back then. Have you guys noticed that?
That's politics, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's politics, but I mean, it's so weird to watch friends agree with everything, but yet be split by the fucking libertarian right and then the left-leaning socialists. It's kind of crazy, even though they all still pretty much agree on everything. But yet somehow that wide out somewhere around 2010.
Obama really fucked this country up. And I'm not laying all blame for him for everything that's going wrong, but when it comes to division, because we did have quite a bit of division with the war, but then Obama came in. You know, he was going to be the great uniter, and instead he let people use like racism as a counter to anything he said, and just let that build up. And we had the "he could have been my son" moment, and it was just. He did a lot to sow seeds of division, and it just got worse and worse. And then Hillary losing, man, I am telling you, that changed everything. Because these people were already on edge. And yes, I'm talking about liberals. And if you get upset because I'm saying that, fuck off. You know who I'm talking about. They were so on edge, and then her losing when they knew she was going to win, 98% chance of winning. It broke them. They're just broken people now who hate on everything. And I saw so many people right after the election on Facebook, like, if you follow me and you voted for Trump, just unfriend me now. Like, you're a douchebag.
You lose any friends over it, Monkey?
Me, no, because I didn't vote for Trump. But this one person I saw said that. I said, you know, I didn't vote for Trump, but if I had, would you want me to leave? And she's like, well, yes. I'm like, well, then go ahead and delete me now.
Well, no, I kind of meant like
I'm not going to do that
afterwards. Like people like anybody in voice conversation here, really, like any kind of like not just like the election itself, but then the happenings afterwards where you just kind of like drifted apart because they didn't want to hear you and your Nazi ideas anymore or anything.
Yes.
I got something like that.
And I'm Canadian, and this is happening here.
It happened over Trudeau Harper or what?
No. Canadians here are so invested in what's going on in the States that if you say anything about, you know, how even if you preface it by saying I don't support Trump, but right, and you say, you know, I think what he's doing with X, Y, or Z is a good idea or whatever, you're a racist. Like, I've had some of my own family members have called me alt-right. My own mother told me I was that I was believing in cognitive dissonance because I put out a few tweets that said the left is going to, the pendulum swing is so far to the left that when it swings back to the right, it's not going to be pretty. And then she's like, what cognitive dissonance has made you forget about hashtag lock her up? And Donald Trump saying that he would pay the bail for all the people who beat the protesters at his rallies. And I'm like, do you mean Antifa? Like, are you talking about him saying that if you defend yourself against Antifa and you get arrested, I'll pay your bail? Is that what you're talking about? Because, like, and she won't let my sister be around me without her, like, my 17-year-old sister's not allowed to come over here anymore. It's fucking sad. It's really sad.
I didn't lose anybody. As you guys may have noticed, I'm pretty upfront about all my stuff. I'm not shy with my opinion. So most of the people I talk to or that know me, they know who I am. So my hatred for Hillary was pretty well known.
On that note, guys, I gotta run and take my kid to school. But thanks for having me on, Monkey. It's always fun.
Thanks for stopping by, Blind. Have a good day.
I was only kidding about the little shits comment. I was only kidding.
I know. But yeah, if Monkey is not streaming at 10, please feel free to come and watch me, but don't ditch him for me.
Ditch him.
If I'm still going at 10, I'm ditching me.
All right. Well, I guess anyone who's interested, come watch me at 10. But enjoy Monkey while he's still here.
That's very kind of you.
Well, thanks for having me.
See you later, Blind.
See you later. See you tomorrow, Polly, actually.
What happens tomorrow?
DS9.
Oh, right. Yeah, cool.
You have to remind him like 20 times.
I will be there. The pilot episode, right?
Yeah, I'm there.
What time?
10 Eastern PM.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
him.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Can I just say I'm glad she didn't say she was driving her kid to school?
Hey, Paulo, you might actually know the answer to this. Somebody asked, what does the creed mean in race, gender, sexual orientation, and creed?
Creed?
Mm-hmm.
Creed.
Like as in the classic, you will not be judged by neither race, sex, nor creed? Yeah, creed is like religious affiliation. What creed you're following, like be it like the Apostles' Creed or the Saints' Creed, you know.
I just thought it was a horrible band in the early 2000s. I don't know.
But that's where their name comes from, right? Their Christian creed. The idea being you will not be judged for being a Catholic versus some variation of Protestant. What creed?
Ugh, horrible music. So, kids, where should we steer the ship now?
Anthony said something before in the chat. I think I don't support Trump, but I support the president. It's interesting. Like back in the day, people seemed to be more, even if they didn't like the actual president, they still at least respected the office to a degree. And the shit that's going on nowadays, and they call him, if Trump was truly a dictator, like they fucking carry on about, I can't imagine they'd be able to protest like they do and carry on and all the bullshit that they speak about him. And there's no way they'd be able to get away with that shit if he was an actual, if he was as bad as they think he is.
And the most obvious part is that there wouldn't have been multiple circuit court judges that would have been able to stay his executive orders, and then they would need to be rewritten to be in accordance with the Constitution or a state law, particularly. I mean, a circuit court judge is able to overrule the president. Well, yeah, of course, because he's operating outside the Constitution. Yeah, that's not a dictator, guys. There's your fucking proof. Well, he would be if he had the chance. Oh, okay. So in your imagination of what he might potentially do, you get to call him the worst thing a national leader can do. Fuck off.
See, like, I'm not really for Trump when he was elected. I wasn't for either of them. But, like, my opinion was once he was president, I hope he does a good job. Because, like, if he doesn't, we're all screwed. So why would you want him to fail?
Well,
that means
you got your wish.
Exactly.
He's crushing it. He's crushing it. Right
like, I don't understand people, because people are like, I hope he fails horribly. I hope he's the worst president. And I'm like, why would you want that?
Well, they're willing to sink the American economy just to watch him fail.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Thanks, Bill Maher.
Yeah.
fucking moron. God, that was one of the stupidest things that man's ever said. I don't mean worse. I just mean like plain old stupid. I want to see an economic downturn just to prove that this guy can't run a good economy. Are you fucking retarded? Like, pardon my language for anyone who is, but like, I mean, this guy,
what are we at now? 4.2 GDP economic growth? That's unfucking heard of in the last fucking 30 years to have that much fucking GDP. Right? Jobs are coming back. A lot of them manufacturing. We're what, like 5 million jobs created? 600,000 were manufacturing in the Rust Belt. How is that not crushing it?
I accept the idea that it's like, but this was an upward trend, and it's like, okay, fine, allowing that's fine.
What was it?
It doesn't change the fact that the claim was that this guy is going to tank the economy immediately. Mm-hmm. That's the part that stands out to me the most.
What was the GDP when he took over? It was like 1.3 or some shit like that, right?
There's a lot of people who point to the upturn, but very much like when Bill Clinton was elected, the economy then was already on an upturn, even though all through the election it was, oh, the economy sucks. It didn't. It was actually already recovering. But the day Bill Clinton was inaugurated and almost the day that Donald Trump was inaugurated, we saw all kinds of indicators just shoot up. You can say, yeah, the economy was coming back, and you're not wrong. But there's something about them, the policies that they were pushing through the elections and stuff, that the business world responded to very well.
Absolutely.
And with Trump, it's kept up and
ramped up
very well.
Well, the only reason I'm sorry.
I love that, like, the Latino and the Black rates are going up so high for employment, and it's just pissing them off so bad.
Their support as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Black support is scaring Democrats right now.
It's almost at a third.
Yep.
That's unheard of for a UP candidate.
Yep.
Or, sitting president, I should say. But the only reason the economy did not flat out fucking disintegrate in 2008 is because we pumped trillions of dollars into the bank. That is the only fucking reason. They should have let those banks fail, in my opinion.
Well, the Democrats want to keep black people and minorities on welfare. That was what gets them elected, you know.
You still trying to win my heart?
Well, there's a notion to the fact that it's a way to keep them. I mean, the press actually cheered the notion that more people were on food stamps under Obama because he had done this outreach to let people know that they could be on food stamps. Like, that's not what we should be striving for, dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
More people on food stamps is not a good thing. How about more people?
Sorry.
No, that's all. I'm just ranting again because that pissed me off so much.
Yeah,
it's like talking about Israeli tanks going into northern Gaza. What?
Yeah.
What are the Jews doing now?
Dozens of Israeli tanks mass around Gaza ahead of the Friday protests.
Oh, more of those peaceful protests where they're throwing firebombs at people.
Yes, those.
Yeah, there's peaceful protests where they're throwing acid in the guard bases, where they're throwing rocks, where they're planting landmines and throwing like innocent people to protest for collateral damage.
Am I the only one that don't care about that whole region?
At this point, I really don't. You know what? This is thousands of years of war, and it's just the modern day version of it. So let them.
Look, it's got nothing to do with any of us. And to be honest, I don't even think Australia or America should even be in the Middle East. They should learn to fucking run their own countries and keep their own countries peaceful. Like, I know we have some sort of, like, investment in those countries, but fuck, like, because, like, wherever you guys go, Australia and America have a treaty that we follow you into battle as well. So I just we should care for our own countries first, I reckon.
I'm all for fucking guarding those oil pipelines, oh boy.
Next, Bubba Hotep, thank you. Got to love those peaceful, deadly protesters. Yeah. I love how
unfortunately, that's not the way that global hegemony works. If you want to secure your national interests in current year, you have to be able to power project. And America is very, very good at power projection. And that means having treaties, and that means having alliances, and that means involvement. Unfortunately, if you just leave them to their own devices, like, hell no. Like, America has huge interests in making sure that oil continues to flow, because it's great states do not allow small states to choose their destiny for them. It hasn't worked that way since ancient Greece.
Guarding those pipelines is national security. Well, it was until, but now we're outpacing the fucking whole part of that fucking region now for oil production.
P-Dog Knight, thank you. Are you fucking retarded? Pardon my language for saying retarded. How times have changed. Yeah, no shit.
Why is it wasn't to come back and go, my child is, I wasn't talking about your child. I'm sorry, shit.
You know what? Like I said, I see it as for normal people who are just fucking stupid.
The first time I noticed the times change like that, I was actually listening to, I can't remember who it was. But it was a song on the radio, and the lyric had "God damn it" in it, and they bleeped God instead of "damn it."
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Fuck. P-Dog, thank you. Yes, chat banned retarded. I know. I think you can type it into regular chat. You can't just, for some reason, you can't say the same things in super chat that you can say in regular chat.
It's probably because I know people will read it out.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Because we can't make up our own minds about.
Nice, Monkey. Just testing the system, are you?
Look, I say retarded, and I make no apologies for it.
I haven't seen any messages deleted.
So what? No, that thing they took out
changed.
Did they really?
Yeah.
What? Any reason or explanation?
Not that I've seen. I wonder. Let me check.
I'm sorry. What did they take out?
It's that you can't say packy, you can't say retard, you can't say the N-word. Like, there's lots of things you can't say.
That it was just the auto deletion kind of thing by YouTube moderators.
Well,
yeah.
Isn't it obvious that they're just like catering to the EU laws because like that goes with their narrative?
Oh, that's a good point.
But that system has been tossed aside now.
I don't care.
It's out.
Could have been buggy.
I don't think it's buggy. I think they received so much backlash from it. They were like, "Ooh, maybe we should back this up some."
Interesting. What have you known Google to backtrack though? Let's be honest.
They've done it before when things are wildly unpopular and as bad as that one was.
Man, I'm still angry about my AdSense money, man.
Yeah, I would be too if I were you.
You can get that AdSense money back if you make family-friendly content. If you don't swear.
Given the nature of my content, I think that's out of the question.
Well, in fairness, you didn't swear. It was those peaceful protesters who did.
No, it was only people getting beat up, pepper sprayed, and all that shit. You know?
I had this idea that, like, during my comic book curation live stream over on my channel, and there's a link to my channel if anyone's interested.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday at 10 Eastern, we try.
Every Wednesday, just not at 10.
There were people. That's the first time that I saw it in chat because people were cussing it up and YouTube moderator deleted comment, etc. And then so people started testing the system, and I was like, guys, why do you have to test it on my channel? Because like, holy shit, were they going to town? And I had this idea. Do you think maybe they were making a list of like by the time you've written no in chat 300 times, well, your count's gone because you're clearly a bad actor?
No. I think what they were trying to do is clean up the chat because that's the only thing they still don't have control over. Because they can come and shut me down at any time, but as long as I'm live, whatever people say in the chat is there. And
that's what I mean. I don't mean shut you down. I mean,
no. Yeah, I know you're talking about the people that are saying it. No, I think they were trying for their family-friendly stuff so that they could go to advertisers and go, look, we're making all of our money from streams because that's where they make a good portion of their money now. And look how we've cleaned up the chats.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're moving towards something other than, I mean, we all know they're trying to go towards like program TV.
Yeah, man. It seems like it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the new Karate Kid reboot, which is actually pretty freaking good.
That was good. I enjoyed it.
I was surprised at the content that they actually allowed to go through in the script. Some of that was really un-PC, which is kind of makes you think like they're only responding to the actual backlash from the.
Oh, they are. Of course they are.
Right.
But because it was bad. It was such bad press there for a little bit.
But for the actual shit, fucking people give Google or YouTube, well, Google and YouTube, they actually put out a really good show that was very un-PC.
But if you watch the end of it, it's that's going to come back as PC because don't remember Johnny realized how bad his actions were. Look what it made a student do.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to trust me. That's going to swing hard the other way.
You may be right.
P-Dog Night, yeah, they're moving towards Plymouth Rock.
With all the chat.
I got Sean DW175 says, "Oh God, Paulie had an idea." Man, that happens to me IRL too. I say, "I've got this idea," and people around me go, "Oh no."
I get that too, man.
Okay, good. It's not just me. It's people are afraid when we start thinking about things.
Oh God, when I say I have an idea, I've actually had someone run away.
If in the people's defense who say that, I often have very bad ideas.
Mm-hmm.
If YouTube goes mainstream TV like broadcasting, that will make room for another platform to take its place. No, you guys are still missing this point. So many people have tried to take over YouTube or to at least become a decent alternative. YouTube doesn't make money. It is a loser. And the reason they're getting into the broadcast business is they're morons who think that's going to save or get them their money back, and it's not.
Who watches TV anymore?
Exactly. You just binge watch it when it comes on one of the other services. There's nobody right now willing to take the loss that Google was willing to take when they picked up YouTube.
Not only that, I mean, Google is the main search engine, so they can just literally block out any competition.
Yeah, you'll notice if you do any search on Google, well, most searches on Google, you're going to find videos directly linked to YouTube.
And we had this conversation before. It's why you need to stop using Google for your search engine monkey, but you didn't want to, did you?
But it's so good.
You know why? Because
DuckDuckGo.
Is that any good, DuckDuckGo?
Oh, it's fantastic. I love it. I never use Google except when I'm doing a reverse image search. It's the only time I ever use Google.
Are you being like a fucking hipster right now with your search engines, or are you being honest?
No, I'm being honest. It's just I got Google out of my life in every way that I could. I don't use Chrome. I use Waterfox. The only time I ever use Chrome is for Hangouts because it's stable, and I think that they make it that way on purpose.
Yeah.
What else do we have going on in chat here, guys? We'll be wrapping up here real soon because what are we coming up on 3 hours? Oh no, we're 2 hours right now. That's the best thing about YouTube outage was knowing how much money they must have lost. Oh yeah, they probably did with that.
That might explain the pulsing dollar sign for super chats. They're like, money, we need money.
Yeah, so they were down for.
What was great about that whole outage situation is like I got on looking for my creepypastas to go to sleep yesterday morning, and somebody had already made a creepypasta about the YouTube outage.
Really?
That was quick.
Yeah, they wrote it and recorded it all within like I think it was a 15-hour span of it happening, and it made me laugh so hard.
Just one thing, guys. Okay, YouTube are fucking cunts, and they cut off our side of creators all the fucking time and take money from our creators all the fucking time. So if you don't want to give YouTube money, and if you don't want YouTube to take 30% of your donations, send the money to Streamlabs.
Yeah.
Because Master hates the Streamlabs.
She's like a digital card girl.
Oh man.
Yeah, every time someone does Streamlabs, she'll make that noise for you.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get you a better microphone so we can clarify.
Well, tell you what, next time I'll jump on the computer and use my Blue Yeti.
There you go.
That's what I get for throwing the cat. Great. Sorry.
Guys. Have a good morning, guys. I got to pop off here and do adult stuff.
See you.
See you later.
Fucking
see you later, dude. Thanks for jumping on.
Hey, man. See you guys.
Hotep says, have we gotten a profit report from YouTube since Super Chat was a thing? Not that I've noticed. I'm sure there has been one. But they were getting close to making money, but they're still a loser. And any new system is going to be a loser at the start. So you need a company like Amazon who would be willing to take a huge loss at the beginning just to get back to where you are.
I mean, YouTube is one of the biggest sites on the internet too, isn't it?
Which one?
YouTube.
Oh, yeah. It is the second biggest search engine next to Google.
Yeah.
You got sites like BitChute, and they're trying real hard to make a run at it. But if you look at like their biggest creator, I believe last I knew it was Styx, and that was with like 27,000 viewers. That's nothing compared to what you get on YouTube. Unfortunately, they would need somebody. The problem is the people who move over there, they're all political content, basically, which is a small niche. Is a small niche in the YouTube market. You need somebody like Jake Paul to move over there, honestly.
Yeah, well, they're fighting real hard to get both sides of the political spectrum over there, and they're fighting real hard to get even comedy content creators over there. Like, they're trying.
Yeah, no, it's a problem. YouTube came up. YouTube probably would have disappeared if Google hadn't have picked them up, because like it's a money loser. It's mostly a service that they offer and they pay for with other things.
Well, you know the way that it works, right? If a service is free, if a product is free, that means you're the product. They're using it to collect information. It's never free.
Well, what I meant by that is Google picked it up even though they knew it was a money loser, because they knew it would keep people there.
Yeah,
it was something people really liked, and welcome back. They were willing to take that loss because they knew people would stick with them to use it. There are some decent gaming channels on BitChute, still not YouTube, but well, that's the problem. A lot of the people you see, I'm going over there because they've, demonetized me or whatever. Well, you're not going to make money over there either. So, I mean, at this point,
you still can't live stream over there, right?
I don't know. I haven't been over there for a while.
Yeah, I don't think you can, and that's a major thing. If you
I don't like the interface. I like my YouTube interface.
See, I don't want to move over because YouTube is fully accessible for somebody like me, right? Like, and I don't know how the platforms, how all the other platforms are.
Right.
So, like, unfortunately, I just got to stick with YouTube for now.
Oh, that's Campus Reform just put out a video. Beto O'Rourke supporters can't name a single one of his accomplishments.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's fucked up. That man is going to spend $38 million to lose.
The amount of money from outside of Texas pouring into that election is blowing my mind. It's not surprising, but just the numbers are just getting so fucking high.
It's fucking stupid. It is, because they're doing it because he's running against Ted Cruz, and Ted Cruz has his name recognition.
Sure. And it'd be a major coup if they could get him out of the Senate, man.
He's got a 9-point lead in a state that Trump won by 9 points. There was a story the other day. The Democrats are mad at him because he won't share any of that $38 million war chest.
Really?
Yeah, they are. And there's only 6 Republican seats up in this election. And what the Democrats are saying is, look, give us that money so that we can actually, use it in a close race. And he's like, nah, man, this is my money. And he's going to end up costing them a couple of seats.
I love the idea of a whole bunch. Come on, share the wealth. Let us dip our beaks a little.
Well, that's how politics works.
Oh yeah.
But he's like, no, they gave this money to me because they believe in me. No, they didn't. Shut up. You're getting a whole bunch of outside money because people hate Ted Cruz. It's not because they believe in you. You're just the candidate running against him.
People do hate Ted Cruz.
They do, because even if I knew nothing about Ted Cruz, I'd hate him because of how he looks.
I know, he does look weird, doesn't he?
He looks like a vulture.
You're having nightmares about the Zodiac Killer again, aren't you?
Monkey, well, that too, yeah.
We've talked about this.
This guy, he just looks like a creep.
he kind of does. I admit it. He does.
Yeah, he does. Canadian born?
Yeah.
No
From
wonder.
Alberta, I think.
No wonder.
Yeah,
we're Canadians.
I'm pretty sure he's Albertan.
It is the Texas of Canada, I hear.
It really is.
Will Trump win 2020? If everything is like it is now, yes. They don't have a good candidate to put up against him. Cory Booker is their probably strongest one, and then he says stupid shit like Canada is out Americaning America.
Say what now? I missed that part.
Last night or yesterday at something he was talking about, was it healthcare, I think? He said it pissed him off that Canada is out Americaning America.
He used the word Americaning. That's I love me some Cory Booker. Oh man, that guy.
What does that even mean?
Also, I would really love if you could put Ranting Monkey as a write-in instead of Cruz or the other one, but he's not in Texas, so.
You should just write in Ranting Monkey.
Yeah, they don't need to know he's not a Texan.
Just move here afterwards.
Shit, I vote for myself for governor every time it comes up. Someone asked Suit Yourself.
Low res boys typing in the EVS chat, and he. I was like, "What are you?" Low res boy. He's a Comicsgate supporter. I see him at all the Comicsgate channels, and he types something out. He's like, "EVS, someone had a nosebleed in that movie before Garbage Tier," and he's like, "Oops, sorry, wrong chat again." He's watching two streams at the same time.
Nice.
That's like, I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny, low res.
That's all right, dude. It's engagement. It works for us. Yeah. What's up, Bear? You been napping, dude? Where you been?
Hey, Bear.
Bear.
Right into porn star. Yeah, right in Stormy Daniels.
Oh,
let her become the next senator from Texas. That would be awesome.
Speaking of multiple streams going on at the same time, did you watch the Medicare stream from this morning?
He streamed this morning?
He did.
Oh.
Yeah, I watched some of that. The doxing.
I didn't know he was.
Yeah.
What was this one about? I know yesterday's was about him getting doxed.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, that was
when I say this morning for me.
Oh, that's right. You haven't slept yet, have you, shitbag?
No, I have. Did you what? No.
That's a term of endearment. It's kind of like cunt.
Oh.
No,
I know. But if you notice, he never calls me names. So
I don't, because you're Poppy.
Yeah. Well, you do. I guess you do call me names because you're the one that named me that.
He's the only guy I know, Medicare, that can. I can't blame him for anything he does because he will make fun of pay piggies and call people fags outright that pay people just for reading something, and then people throw money at him. It's ingenious.
His audience is so dumb, so dumb.
Tons of money.
Mm-hmm.
He makes fun of them constantly without them even paying attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that they're dumb, or he's managed to pull the most generous people in the world around him? I don't know what it is, but it's something. If
you go back, I've said this before. His Rick and Morty video. As much as it is funny, laughing at the Rick and Morty people, I think that was a shot at his fans.
Yeah.
And then you look at like yesterday, where he spent so much time bitching about people who sell merch and stuff. He had his fucking super chat turned on though, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He kept saying it too, like I've been doxed, give me money. I've been doxed, give me money. I'm sad, give me money.
And these guys are like, here you go. You're making fun of people who do this. Here you go. Like, oh my god, you're fucking morons.
Don't you wish you could do that though, Monkey? Wouldn't that be great?
Oh, it would be. But no, if I would actually feel bad.
I would feel bad because I was thinking I was taking advantage of people that were just, I don't know.
Yes, exactly. And he does that. He makes fun of people, and he does, taking advantage of your fans and taking their money and then he does it. And I think the hypocrisy of it would make my head blow. Now, I have nothing against people making money doing YouTube, but he tells people he does. So
it's not a secret. That's true. It's.
He reminds me of a televangelist. like Benny Hinn and Mike Murdoch, people like that.
I can see that, and he uses his audience very well. Now, for the record, I think he's funny as hell.
Yeah.
It's just like in those instances, it's like, how can you guys not see what he's doing to you right here? I mean, he's mocking you. He's not mocking those other creators. He's mocking you. You're the ones that buy other people's stuff and give other people money for what he considers to be no real reason. So, yeah, he's laughing at you guys.
Well, the thing that bugs me about it is like I can't fault him for turning his super chats on because look at the result, right? So you can't fault him for that. But for me, just my personal taste, it makes his streams unwatchable now because I don't want to. It's 3/4 him reading out super chats.
Yeah. Like I've actually heard him say on the last Sunday Fun Day stream that he's like, okay, guys, we've covered everything that we're going to cover. I'm just going to read super chats. So if you don't want to be here to listen to that, you can leave now.
I watched it for 15 minutes. Sorry, Peter, go ahead.
I was just going to say he does that nearly every stream. Yeah. At the end of nearly every stream.
I was watching the Ethan Van Sciver stream, the Comics Gate morning stream yesterday, and then he started streaming. So I popped over there for 15 minutes, and I couldn't take it anymore, and left and went back, and something technical had failed, and EVS's stream went down, which was sad. Because he said, I know you guys hate it when I start reading super chats in the middle of the stream, but hey, whatever, and then just kept reading because it's just the whole chat just fills up with F's when he starts doing it. Like, fuck off, man. This is
yeah. And again, I like Mediker's content, but it's been a while since he did something that made me just go, what the fuck? And watching that yesterday, I'm like, you guys, and good for him for being able to make money. I've never been one. I monetize the day I opened my channel, and I've seen all the, well, you shouldn't monetize so you have a certain size fan base. Like, no, fuck that. If somebody will pay me for what I'm doing, I'm happy to take it because for anybody who doesn't think this is work, you're wrong. It might not be what you consider work, but don't work for free, guys. But then to have somebody who goes out of their way to mock people for making money on this and watch that, I'm like, God damn it. God damn you.
Yeah, this is definitely what.
No, they're dumb. If you watched the Ralph retort last night, that was funny. He had the guy from Kiwi Farms on, and everybody from Jim's fan base started going off on eating themselves. It's disgusting.
Don't look.
Oh, look at the puppy. James Colley, thank you. Here, read this during your stream.
Nice. Do you think that his docs? So, do you think his docs was like for real, or do you think that was just bullshit?
No,
that was a fake doc.
The O'Shaughnessy thing is an old joke of his.
He put that out.
Yeah. Monkey's a bit salty. I'm not. I couldn't do that. I'm honest in my whoring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an honest hoe.
That's right.
Ranting Monkey 2018.
I still feel bad about mentioning my Streamlabs when I'm streaming. I don't know why.
I feel bad about anytime anyone brings up my GoFundMe. It doesn't even have to be me bringing it up. I still feel bad.
Well, God, fuck. I would love to make money on this fucking platform. I mean, like, I need a really important fucking surgery that I can't afford, but, you know, I just hate asking for it.
Mm-hmm.
And Newt says, honestly, I never get why fan bases are treated as a collective. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they are a very big collective. Look at your well, let's use him, Jake Paul fans, man.
They're all like 12.
Well, that's not true, actually. There are a lot of young ones, but there's a lot of them in his age range who also want to be like him so that they can make the money like him. But you do have fan bases that are like that. My fans tell me to fuck off from time to time because they're awesome.
Yeah.
Dork, would it kill you if Dorky would kill it if she started making videos like Monkey suggested?
Yeah.
She actually said that's what she wanted to do, and me and Polly have just been encouraging her on that.
Yeah, I just don't know where to start is the thing.
Pick any of the topics that we've talked about and just rant into your microphone.
Well, I guess I'm still really, really fucking salty about what's happening here with the fucking immigrants and migrants and shit.
And that'll get you views.
Perfect topic. Yeah,
or you could
topic
always
to start on.
we keep getting each other off. Or you could just do like a video where you have someone to talk to. Like if you're better at having someone to bounce back and forth with, you can.
Well, live streams would be good. I could do live.
Well, you have to get a certain amount of subscribers before you can live stream.
Yeah.
Luckily, Minions, like, we joined before they made that rule. So, because we're just a live stream only thing. But, yeah, if you can make a few videos, like, just have someone talking with you and then start streaming, I think you'd be really great. Like, yeah, so many guys would donate to you just to hear you say the daddy thing. And some women.
And some women.
They'll just be like, say mommy.
I gotta tell you, it's hot.
Say mommy?
No, don't say
that. We more say it like mummy, but...
I don't know. What's the sexy lesbian thing?
I've been out of the game for too long. I don't know.
I don't know either. Like, what do lesbians say to turn each other on? Finger?
I don't know. I think porn's lying to me. I could tell you what they say there, but it's probably not accurate.
What else? Hang on. Fist me, mommy. Like that?
No, that was disturbing. I'm actually a mother. Don't do that.
Well, no. Like I hate the whole daddy thing. I'd like if I was with a guy and he asked me to call him daddy, I'd tell him to fuck right off because that's fucking disturbing. I just do it to like fuck with people because it's funny to see what guys do when you do that. Like years and years ago, not so much anymore. One, I'm a bit old, and two, I'm a mother. But years ago, I used to be a stripper, and it was pretty cool seeing what you could make guys do just by using your tits.
I'm sorry, did she say she used to be a stripper?
That's right.
I did.
Yeah, you would have just got another 10 subs then.
Yeah, everyone subbed to her so she can live stream.
She will not be live streaming and stripping, though, guys.
No. That's not allowed.
Cynical Lindsay just said that you don't need. She only has a small amount of subscribers, but can still live stream. Yeah, I think you can live stream as long as the channel is verified. Just no super chat option until you hit 4,000 hours. Right?
Okay, well, for a little bit, it was you had to have like 100.
Yeah, I think it's 100 subs.
I have over 100 already.
Oh, no, then you're fine. Start live streaming, child.
Wait, the Aussie was a stripper. Yes, Wolfgang, apparently she was.
Yeah, it used to be years ago.
Now, when you say years ago, are you talking decades or?
Are you old enough for it to be decades?
I think I started stripping around 2008.
So a decade.
Yeah, a decade ago.
And you said you were old. That doesn't. I don't. You can't be old if you were stripping 10 years ago.
Not well.
I don't know. I knew a 43-year-old stripper.
Well,
why do you want to ruin it for me?
Yeah, like I know strippers in their 30s and 40s, but
yeah, they're still hot.
Yeah, women can still be hot in 30s and 40s, and at my age,
52 if you're Stacey Dash.
Indeed, Stacey's.
Being a mother, I wouldn't do it. You know, like.
If somebody would pay me to strip, I would do it right now.
Cynical Lindsay said that if you need someone to bounce off of, like during live streams or videos, she's volunteers.
There you go.
Oh, sweet.
And
Cynical Lindsay
just sub to me, like all smart people should. You know, and I appreciate that, Cynical Lindsay. And for those of you who missed it, there's my link.
Yeah, guys, shill your stuff. If you're on with me, shill it.
Normally I would shill, but after you and Bear Bear was yelling at me. You were just pushing me, and I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta get on this." Yeah,
that was awesome.
If you're not gonna do it, no one's gonna do it. And I'm like, "Yeah, I hear you. You got to promote."
Okay. You do. A lot of people have problems with self promotion, and I don't because
I feel guilty doing it. Every time I do it, I feel like just a shill master. I don't know. I feel like a shill master. I feel terrible doing it. I don't know why. I got to get over it, or otherwise the channel will never grow. And I'd like to have a little audience for the streams.
Consider it this way:
Okay.
Okay. One thing.
Go ahead, Dork. No, go ahead.
People have been subbing to my YouTube channel. That's just my personal YouTube channel, which is Dork Golf City Oracle. There's another channel that's just Dork Oracle, and it's like a picture of an eye. That's like my actual YouTube channel that I would stream and do content on. So if you want to sub to that one instead, that would be helpful.
Throw the link in the chat. James Colley, thank you. The daddy thing plus a former stripper. Where do I sign up? See, I'm telling you. Anyway, Colley, right now you're on here. People are hearing you talk, right? Do you think you're saying intelligent, engaging things?
No.
Yes.
I think you're saying intelligent and engaging things.
Polly has low self-esteem.
That's not true. I'm an amazing person.
Who also says that you bring down streams and nobody wants to talk to you.
Actually, Daniel Hodgson asks, how many subs did you gain recently? Actually, Monkey was right because I gained a whole bunch, Daniel. Like a whole bunch, like relative to me, but I'm totally happy with it. I'm up to like 164. I just looked right now.
Nice.
That's leaps and bounds over where I was just a couple of months ago. And yeah, Monkey, God, I hate saying you're right. Look, so
I'm always right.
This is why I thought the internet bets thing would be fun, because I would be really hard pressed to come up with something. Not hard pressed. I'd be really dying for whatever side I picked to be right, like more than if I had like $100 on a fucking baseball game. I mean, just so I wouldn't have to admit it that you're right. But anyway, you're right about the tags and doing the sexy thumbnail and then naming the thumbnail, because the views have gone up. Every comic book curation vid that we've done, the views are getting higher and higher, and that's great. People that I don't know are showing up there and are saying, "Hey, first time viewer," and I'm like, "This is fucking awesome." New people coming in and watching this stuff. This is sweet.
And believe me, this isn't just some shit I knew. Me and Barry used to experiment all the time with how to get more views and what worked and what didn't. So yeah, this is experience, dude.
They experimented.
We did. Me and Barry experimented a lot.
And as old Grouchy Gamer says, poly piss eggs. So come on by if you want to hear about the Chinese piss eggs.
Oh, you guys experimented, huh? That sounds fucking hot.
Just for the record, I'm a top. Yeah.
Pitcher, not a catcher.
Yes, definitely. I'm not a catcher. We do not touch the monkey butt.
Okay, let's talk about the weirdo eggs for a second.
No,
not the piss eggs.
Okay.
Have you ever seen or had a century egg?
No.
Never even heard of a century egg.
It is a nickname, but not actually a century old, but they look like they are.
I've heard of them, but I've never
had
one.
They're black.
They are black. It is
like the shell is black or the cooked egg is black.
But
like,
the egg white has turned to an egg black.
Ew.
It's
why?
Well, it's supposed to give you luck, prosperity, all that fucking.
There we go. Polly, people in chat are saying say something so they can subscribe to you.
Say something.
You write something in chat. Right in chat so people can click it and go to your
chat. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Here is the link to the century egg. See, it all comes together for those who want to see what it looks like.
That's disgusting. I just pulled it up.
Isn't it awful?
Why would you eat that?
I don't know. What is it with, and I'm not judging anyone's culture here, but I'm kind of judging someone's culture. What is it with them and making gross eggs, man? Like what?
They don't know what else to do with them.
I like over easy, boiled, scrambled, but not black and orange like that, man.
Cryptic, you need to tell your people to stop eating gross eggs.
There's so many good things you can do with eggs. Like, why do you keep doing this weird shit?
I've never had them, but I was at a dim sum joint with a friend, and he ordered them, and the smell of sulfur coming off of them was so powerful, like that rotten egg.
Something that
what
smells
kind
like
of
that?
What kind of fucking dim sims do you have there?
They've got the exotic stuff.
I like the way she said
fucking that. Jesus Christ, Peter. What's a fucking dim sim? And how is like their shit wrong? Educate.
I don't know what the fuck they put in it, to be honest.
It looks like cabbage.
It's a cabbage and like minced meat or something and vegetables and shit. I don't know.
And they fucking deep fry it. They deep fry it with some fucking salt. It's not
according to the
menu.
Sorry, Peter, go ahead.
You can get steamed or fried dim sims, yeah.
Yeah.
Steamed ones are all white and soft and they're kind of pretty off-putting, actually.
When I went to an actual like Chinese restaurant, dim sum wasn't like really just like a certain dish. It's the way they serve it, and like there was different things on the menu for that. Like there's the dumplings and the spring rolls and they serve it in these weird pot things that burn the fuck out.
Stackable wicker pots. Yeah, it wasn't a dish. It was it's the way it's served and so forth. The tradition of it. I have a 24-hour dim sum restaurant not too far from me. It's like 45 minutes away, but fuck it. It's worth going.
Fuck off, you eat the fucking dim sum deep fried, mate. Deep fucking fried chicken salt. Fuck's sake, mate.
Dim sims and dim sum are two different things.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Fucking dim sims in you, mate. Jesus fucking Christ.
I swear it sounds like you're talking about egg rolls.
Speaking of that outrage that you just went through there, Dorky, I'm thinking of starting. I'm starting numerous Teespring lines, and one of them is going to be Bogan for Life. Would you buy T-shirts from Bogan for Life?
Fuck yeah, I'm already fucking Bogan. Come from a Bogan family, fucking proud, mate. I drive my fucking Holden every day.
This could be successful.
I want my fucking Holden in the backyard. I drink my fucking Tooheys New water, but fucking water.
Thank you, Cryptic. Nope, that's not dim sum. Dim sum is a collection of about 30 to 60 dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that we're thinking of, Cryptic.
And Lindsay wants to know what a bogan is.
Bogan, you just have to Google it.
Would it be fair to say it's an Australian redneck?
So you can describe it in that way, but it's nothing like it's its own fucking breed.
That's just the description I always hear given to make it understandable.
Yeah, make it understandable. Yeah, it's similar to a redneck, but it's a bit different. A different fucking breed, mate. Different breed.
Monkey Nooch super chat.
Thank you, James Colley. Polly, can you use the 90s Witchblade pics as thumbnails?
If you look at the stream from 1 week ago, you will see Sarah Pizzini, the holder of the Witchblade, as my thumbnail. Done and done, buddy.
Sorry it took me a second to get that. I was looking at a mostly naked woman on Twitter.
And isn't that I enjoy so much more when she goes off in her Aussie like rambling than I do in the whole daddy thing. Like I love that so much more.
I like them both.
Like I'm over here like talk Aussie to me.
Like, there you go, mate. Like, how the fuck are you? Melbournians don't really. Not all of us speak like that, and there's. I don't think I have that kind of accent, really. I got a kind of dull.
You kind of do.
You do. You do.
You kind of do.
No, Peter's accent's different than Dorky's accent.
Yeah, it is different.
The way I go off, I used to speak like that all the time because that's how my fucking family speaks. I grew up in a bogan suburb. That's just how everyone spoke. But my husband's family is from Victoria. So they're all fucking fancy and shit. So my husband spent a lot of time drilling how to pronounce word properly.
I would throw stuff at him. Sorry. I said I would throw stuff at him.
He'd constantly correct my speech and grammar and shit. So that's why I speak a bit different now.
I hate when people do that to me. They're over there. No, you say it this way. And I'm like, I say it with my foot up your ass. But no, like I like the way you talk, but I understand that like the way I would compare y'all to the accent is there's like everyone has the stereotypical like what Texans should sound like, and they always say I don't sound like it. I'm like, well, that depends on what part of Texas you're from. We all sound different. And like if you're in the middle of nowhere country, yeah, you get that stereotypical like cowboy weird Texan speak. But if you're like, I grew up in the middle of Dallas, which is a huge city. We don't talk the way that they talk in like South Texas. It's very different.
You have a bit of a twang, but you don't have it as much as, say, Skep.
Which is funny because he lives 5 minutes from me.
I know, but Skep's got a thicker accent than you do.
Yeah.
He's got more of the drawl.
Maybe he used to live farther away. I don't know.
Might have. Well,
oh my god. Oh my god, you're from the South? That's so cute. Oh my god. Like, can you talk dirty to me? Talk dirty to me. Talk to me in your Southern accent. So adorable.
Data Wasteland said I should change my name to Polydab and try and get into that Logan Paul audience.
No.
Oh, yeah. Dab it up, man.
I will hurt you.
Yeah.
You know what you could do? You could do a stream on what you think Logan Paul's favorite comic book is.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
I'm willing to go low, but that's like crocodile piss low, man. That's like...
I'm trying to help you out.
Read that favorite comic.
How low is crocodile piss? Like, I'm wondering.
You see what I mean? It's low. It's Shootagarth asks Monkey and you and me what our audio settings are that our voices come through so clearly. I think we're just using good mics. I don't really think it's
there's no settings. It's just what Hangouts presents us as with our mics.
Mm-hmm.
Are you using a Snowball or a Yeti?
No, I'm using a Snowball.
Nice. See, I'm using a Yeti. I can understand why people would want the Yeti because it is a really nice mic. I got mine used. Don't be afraid to buy used. But the Snowball, like, listen to Monkey's voice. Like, save the money if you don't want to blow it on a Yeti because
a Snowball's $50, and the cheapest Yeti I think is $119, something like that.
Yeah, like I said, I bought mine as like a big with the arm and the pot pad and everything for $60 used. Yep. And so that's the only reason I went that way.
Yeah, with the pop filter, mine was do not buy at Best Buy. Best Buy, last time I was there, the Snowball mic was $80. You get it cheaper from the manufacturer's website than that. But yeah, it was $49 for the mic and like $5 for the pop filter.
Also, they just have awesome voices to begin with.
Well, yes, we do. How you doing, Poppy?
That's creepy. Stop it.
Oh, that was quiet. What are you talking about?
I'm just talking to you. What's creepy about that?
Because it's that ASMR shit that makes me want to drill a hole in my head. Stop it.
I have no idea what you're talking about. This is how I always sound.
I'm going to lick you.
You're going to lick him?
Then,
fucking do it and film it.
Do it and film it.
No, that's my weird threat for all my friends is I'm gonna lick your face. And for Eeyore, it's his eyeball because he's really annoying.
Somebody threatening to lick, a woman threatening to lick me would not be a threat. I'd be like, all right.
No, I'd freak
I will lick your tongue when you do it. Try it.
I have this weird thing with saliva. If you lick me, I'll be standing there fucking washing whatever part with soap and water for an hour.
I think that's why it's a threat because spit freaks me out.
Time out. And I'm sorry, this is a personal question. You don't have to ask or answer if you don't want to, but does that include like oral?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like people going down on me, but I fucking love giving blowjobs. So
same as her.
Oh my god.
Man.
See,
did you want to take a break, Monkey, or did you
no?
Just close
I was actually thinking. I don't know if I could be with a woman who didn't like me going down on her because I do enjoy doing that.
I hear you. I hear you.
It's a power thing. And what about like with a dental dam? So like no spit gets on you.
A dental dam.
It's not like I wouldn't mind if I'm like really, really close with that person. I wouldn't mind. It's just like you have to know what you're doing for me to get into it.
Yeah,
Bear says check my DMs. I know what I'm doing. I'm well practiced.
Real quick, guys, I gotta do my stream. I gotta hop off and do my stream.
Bye.
But I'll see you guys later.
See you, Blind.
See you later, Blind.
Bye.
See you, Blind.
We'll be wrapping up soon. So people can go watch her too. Yeah, Ranting Monk, or not Ranting. God damn it! I just called you myself, Bear. Irate Bear sent me this for the stream. Did you guys see the bitch who tweeted out right as she was about to get an abortion?
What?
No.
She. This, I think, is from yesterday. I'm getting an abortion right now. Wish me luck.
What a fucking attention-seeking cunt.
Why do we need to know that?
Because she needed the attention. Now, I want to show you something that actually made me laugh very, very, very much over this whole situation. Let me find it, though, guys, because if you watched Lords last night, you already know it, so keep it to yourself. Here is the same lady. There we go. We have the original tweet there, and then she tweeted out, "Every time I eat something, my stomach feels weird." And somebody put, "Looks like the baby is haunting her."
Oh no!
Oh, that's cold-blooded.
I laughed so fucking hard when I read that.
Jesus Christ! Well, she fucking deserves it. What a dumbass cunt. Like, it's not something you take fucking lightly or use to get attention. It's a serious, serious thing, and something that should only be done in serious situations.
And what are we wishing luck that they don't botch it? I mean,
yeah, that the vacuum doesn't get clogged. I don't know. Thank you, P Dog Knight. I have a dental dam out, baby. Ranting Monkey. I've never used one of those. It actually seems kind of weird to me, but with spit being the issue, that's why I was like, well, what about that?
Well, what I was going to say is my opinion on it. Like, if the guy's really into it, I still like, yeah, okay. But like most of the guys I've been with are hesitant. Like they don't really want to. And I feel bad. Like, and it's already, I have so many weird things with that. So for the most part, no, I haven't. But my first husband was really into it. So it was like an all the time thing. So it just depends on the person.
Yeah, like I let my husband do it, but it takes so fucking long.
Yeah, it does.
Like he doesn't really know what he's doing when it comes to that. So I just like, you know, I'm not a foreplay type of person. I'd prefer to fucking lube up and get in there. Like I want it rough straight up. So, you know, that's just me.
Gentlemen, and if any of you need a moment, we understand. No, I think the fastest I've got Lady Monkey up that way was like 30 seconds.
Holy shit.
Well, I know what she likes. We've been together a long time, and when we first got together, one thing like, tell me what you like. Don't bullshit me. No, don't fake an orgasm. Tell me what you like so I can do it. And after 25 years of marriage, you get that down pretty well. Adion asks, have you tried to tell him how to do it properly? Just smack him in the head get a newspaper. And when he's doing it wrong, just no.
Well, it kind of like ruins the mood for me if I have to tell someone what to do constantly. I'd rather be told what to do myself.
We learned that about you, didn't we?
Do it when it's not playtime. Like have that conversation in the middle.
When you sit down at dinner, hey, honey, I'd like to talk to you about how you go down on me.
And me and Chris are very open. We have weird ass conversations throughout the day. So
Sarah says, "Meh, oral isn't that great. Is he hitting the clit?" And the reason I ask that is when I first became sexually active, I read everything I could about sex and sex studies and all this stuff. And there was this one couple that is burned into my mind. They were doing research on female orgasms, and they asked this man, they were like in their 70s, to point out his wife's clit. And he pointed to a freckle on one of her labia.
What?
And she agreed that that's what it was. I'm like, oh man, he has just been in the wrong spot for like half a century.
For half a century.
Yeah, it is really sad how many people don't know like just the biology. Like,
that's why I look at porn, just so I know where it's at.
Oh yeah, he's
It's science.
He hits it, but it's just that like he doesn't get that one spot all the time.
A little bone.
Whoopi Goldberg once said she had a guy who couldn't go down on her, right. So what she did is gave him a lifesaver, told him to hold in his teeth and just hit the hole. And that's actually very good advice.
I've heard people give the advice of do the alphabet with your tongue.
That does not work.
On this note, guys, I have a meeting coming up.
Well, actually, I'm going to wrap up anyway. So
okay.
if you do want to jump out, you can. But guys, if you haven't shilled your stuff, that's your fault. Make sure you do it. Chat, thank you for the donations. Go ahead. What?
I was just going to say, not only have I shilled my stuff, I've gotten 8 new subscribers in this stream alone. You guys are awesome. Monkey,
you're awesome.
Thank you for letting me show my stuff, and thank you for all who joined. Hope to see you on the next live stream. Looking forward to it.
All right, see you, bud.
Yeah, and I'm Sundays on Minions of the Zoo, so come watch.
That's on the Minions of the Zoo channel, guys.
Yes, I put the link in.
Thank you for the donations, for hanging out with us, and Dork, Peter, Polly, who else was here? Gutenberg and of course Poppy. Thank you all for joining me tonight or today. God damn, it's morning, isn't it? And we'll do this again. Thank you, James Colley. Okay, a former stripping Aussie who likes grown daddy and is submissive. I'm hooked. Don't forget, she likes to give blowjobs. So, and with that, we'll see you next time, guys.
See ya.
See you guys.
Say bye, Bobby.
I waved.
But you gotta say bye.
Bye.